Should I record meow?
No.
No.
We'll do that.
Not right meow?
No, not right meow.
All right, meow.
How about meow?
Bam, bam, bam.
Alright. Things working here.
Meow,
You
meow,
know when the
meow,
butt
meow.
trumpet
Tube
starts,
notification.
Mograph. Are you guys tweeting it out?
Yeah, it's in
We're
the.
about to. Hold on one second.
It's in the bat signal. We should delete the bat signal gaming channel.
Do what?
Yeah, so I unlocked all the characters for Mario Party and all of the games, the mini games too. So we're good to go.
What did
So
you say
EJ,
about
you can be Donkey Kong.
deleting the
like
back
you always
signal?
are.
Yeah.
David,
Oh yeah, that brewery
it's
I
like
was
the
talking
music
about.
is so loud to us.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's gotta be right now.
The brewery I was talking about, super cool. It's got like giant beer pong. So it's like a beanbag that you throw into like actual trash cans, like
Is
metal
that
trash.
the same place where we went and did the where they have the headset rave going on?
Oh, we took you guys there?
Yeah.
that
That's
signal's
where
out?
you and
Yeah,
I
that,
played.
that's the same place.
That's where
Did we play
played,
Mario?
Yeah, we played Mario Kart.
Okay, I totally forgot you were.
But I don't think
It was just you guys.
Dave with us. I think it was just me and Amy, right?
Yeah, Dave was. I don't know where the hell Dave was that entire trip.
Dave was off being a free spirit and having a walkabout by himself.
Running around naked in the mountains.
Yes. It's my favorite. Okay. Sharing, right? Yep. Okay. We're good. Some people coming in. What up, Evan? Kent? Dan? Bill? Alright.
That's correct. You do hear EJ.
You do hear the EJ.
Z EJ.
The
Pants
EJ.
and pants.
Das EJ.
Yeah. It's time for hats and pants, yeah.
Ooh.
I need to think of a new one. Let's see.
You don't know about the have some farts?
Haps and farts.
Have
No.
some farts. Just
Oh, have
EJ, have some farts.
Have some farts.
All
Please.
right. Do we have?
Does it make you mad that
chat
like
working?
people still say stuff like this? Like I feel like did you get a lot of that in like
Oh,
elementary
dude.
school, middle school?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, man, I thought once I graduated high school I wouldn't have to deal with this crap anymore.
Right.
High school was like ass and farts and
Ass
all
and
kinds
farts.
of stuff.
See, I don't want to make it vulgar.
Where's
you know,
the-
I don't need to make it vulgar.
Somebody write in the chat so I can
Sorry.
make sure it's working.
High school's
Guess I
rough,
could say
man.
something too.
Middle school was the worst.
Middle
Middle
school-
school was the worst for me. I didn't mind high school as much.
EJ poop hands. See, it's already happening.
I just hated it. Clean today.
Oh man.
Now,
Yeah.
we'll see how this goes.
Why am I not? Why does the chat always suck? Why does the chat never work correctly? I mean, come on. Let me reset it. There we go. Let's try it now.
Where are you guys on YouTube? Mograph Con? What is it?
Yeah, you just have to type in Mograph in the
There it
search,
goes.
and you'll find one of our old ones, and then go
Oh, there
to.
we go.
Well, we just
That's how
got
I
a channel
think of it.
name, so
Oh, we did.
yeah,
What is it?
Mograph, I think. So
Really?
yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
YouTube.com/Mograph. There's no.
it's
if
a
you,
username.
If you type it in, it goes. One of the first results is you.
Okay.
Oh wow, it does go to us.
Good job, SEO.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
What up?
Well, I think we're ready to do a show. You want to start rolling?
Yes.
You guys should have the
All right.
show notes.
Want to start
Uh,
rolling? All right, cool. Let me
send
get
me
my
the
next-
The
link to Shownotes.
notes are in the dingus, in the Skype dingus.
Oh,
You don't need the
Yeah.
notes. EJ,
Okay.
just wing it
just
like
roll
I do.
with it.
Why
F
does
it,
the
do it
chat
a
not
lot.
appear in the YouTube chat window? Are you in the mograph.com chat window? Or the
I'm in
Brograph
YouTube
one?
chat.
Rick, you're probably using the Brograph one. Come to Join us. Be one of us
dark
at the Mograph.com one. So just go to youtube.com/Mograph, I believe.
No, that's not correct. Nobody has
sure?
usernames set up like that, I don't think. I think you have to
I just typed it in and I got there.
Really?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay. I thought you had to do like /U or /C or something.
No, I typed it in. I don't know. Here, let me sign out and make sure.
Oh.
YouTube.com.
YouTube.com/Mograph. Are you sure that just doesn't happen to everybody when they're logged in?
I just typed it in and
Oh.
it sends it right to our page.
Oh, youtube.com/Mograph. That's interesting. Well, I'm happy about
Yeah.
that. Cool.
Right?
All right. Well, we're live. All right.
All right.
Rock on.
I'm rolling on this end, or are y'all rolling on your side?
I am rolling on this end, yes.
Oh, let me roll on this end.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm rolling on this end.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. My man.
Tutorials.
My man. Tutorials. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
It's a whole show full of inside jokes.
Yeah. No,
This
we've
is
got
gonna be great.
we've got the that video's playing today, so people get to see that for the first time today.
Turn my AC
The
down.
Mograph
It's
channel
hot.
is still active because we still stream to it, but everybody's chatting over on the other one because we're all moving over.
Moving on up. So
The official place to chat is on the Mograph one. The other one will not be there forever. It will go away. We're just giving you guys time to subscribe
Office is
to the new channel.
80 degrees right now. I need it to be 76 degrees in my office.
Okay, is everybody rolling?
I am rolling.
Yep.
Yes.
And you have the waveform up in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Leave that up just in case you see it stop. If you see it stop for any reason, let us know.
Yellow.
And we're going to do the clap. It'll be 1, 2, 3 clap for the syncy thing. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think we're ready to do a show.
The finger thing means
The
taxes.
finger thing means the taxes. The PTA is disbanded.
No idea.
Lisa needs braces.
Dental plan.
Really? Nothing?
Dental plan.
Simpson said it.
Dental plan. Okay, you can hear me okay, right? All right. You ready to go?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's do this. You remember the how we do the intro? EJ, Matt introduces you. You say
I'll
hi.
introduce you. You say
Hello.
hi.
I make a fart noise, right?
Yeah. Make fart
Make
noise
fart noises.
with my mouth. All right. I'm going to do the intro after you say hi, the spiel, and all that, and we'll go into the things. We'll be good. All right. Ready?
Do
Yep.
it.
All right. What up, and welcome to another Mograph Mocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt, and joining us today is my favorite person, my favorite animator, one of my dear friends, Mr. EJ Eggs and Bacon.
That's a new one. Oh man.
And,
Hey y'all, what's going on?
and
want
Mograph
some
is a
hash
supplement
browns
to our
with that?
site, mograph.com, which is a
shape?
motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other Mograph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects, plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man. And you can email us, info@mograph.com. Let us know what you think about the show. Send us your comments, concerns, queries, and grievances. Please send us the emails. We love the emails. I know everybody's in the Slack doing their
email.
thing. What? The email.
The email.
Ja, 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 ja. So we need to get emails about show topic ideas and such like that. I have a whole bunch of things that I didn't link to. There were show topics in the Slack at least this week, so we'll hit some of those up. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. EJ's here. Number 1, Colorado C4D.
Colorado
yeah.
C4D coming Thursday.
This Thursday, right? What are we going to be doing there?
Yeah, so we're gonna do all things Mograph and mountains and beer. Which everyone asks me, why did you move to Denver? And I say, it's
beer.
simple. Beer and
Mograph,
mountains.
mountains, and beer.
It's the
Everybody,
Napa Valley of beer.
yeah.
So when you guys come in, we're going to. I live about a mile away from a lake that has an awesome view of like the Flatirons and some of the back peaks and stuff like that. Going to do some kayaking. At least most of us are. And for those that aren't, they can partake in some of the other Colorado things that you do, which is smoking weed and all that good stuff.
Mushrooms.
I guess mushrooms.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
mushrooms are legal now.
That's-
Apparently,
that's-
No, not legal.
That's
They're
They're
decriminalized.
just
decriminalized.
decriminalized.
That's pretty
Right. So
nuts.
if you can find mushrooms, you can take them. You just can't buy them.
It's a
Pass.
low priority narcotic at this point, I guess.
Strong pass on that one, but
I don't do any of that. Like I said, I'm here for the beer. And that's good enough for me.
yeah, I'm excited about the beer.
But yeah, Thursday we have every third Thursday of the month we have a meetup, a little shindig over at Ratio Beer Works, which is a brewery, and we get set up in the back space where they actually brew the beer. So you're surrounded by beer tanks and stuff, and it's amazing. And it's like,
Have we been here before?
no, you guys were at another brewery, which they actually have a bigger space, but it's kind of like harder to get to. But this place is in the middle of one of the coolest areas of Denver called Rhino, or River North. And Rhino has the most concentration of breweries of a neighborhood in like the U.S. I think they have like 17 breweries in a mile radius.
All right.
So
Yeah.
Thursday will be
The
fun.
way it was in Portland with strip clubs when I lived
Yes,
there.
exactly. Yeah, just replace it with strip clubs.
Yeah. Strip
I actually
clubs
heard
and
in
homeless
Portland
people.
that the strip clubs there have really good craft beer on tap at the.
I have no idea.
That's what I've heard.
That's
yeah.
funny.
I lived there for a year. I didn't go to one of them. I
Yeah.
see no need.
I actually didn't even see one when I was there. I think I just didn't go to the shady part of Portland. Went to
Maybe I don't know. Like I lived in one of the suburbs, and they were all over the place. Like every bar you went to, there was one right next to it. But I don't
Chuck E.
know.
Cheese and a strip club right next door. Have some
Right.
fun, kid.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
Celebrate
be
your
next
kid's
door.
birthday 1 hour. Go celebrate your own the next.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seeing everyone in their birthday suit.
Ah,
Tying it all in.
there it is.
Yeah.
I'm here for.
We should also
All right,
mention
I'm out.
David.
Did my job.
Yeah. No, David Aryev's going to be there as well. We should mention that.
David going to be here, and I don't think he's ever even been to Colorado, so that should be cool for
Really?
him. Yeah, I don't think so.
Cool.
Him and Schmoopy.
Schmoopy.
And so I think we might Wednesday night we're gonna do the kayaking, get some pizza, play some Switch, and then maybe go see Endgame at Elmo Draft House.
Oh yeah.
Thursday we'll probably just hang out downtown until the meetup. There's a Shake Shack right across the street from the venue, so we'll go there
nice.
beforehand.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
And then Friday I think I'll bring you guys all to Breckenridge and drive through the mountains. Beautiful drive. There's a lake there as well.
Cool.
And a couple of my favorite breweries in the state there as well. Do some hikings. And I think Breckenridge is actually still open. So if you want to ski, there you go.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, this time of
maybe.
year, really? Still?
Yeah,
Well,
we
it
got
snow
got
last
a
week, right?
crap ton of snow. I'm looking out my window right now. Some of the back peaks are covered in snow.
Man.
It's been raining like all the past 2 weeks. Snowed here on Thursday. So yeah, a lot of the places are going to be open until like the end of May, which is crazy.
Wow.
Man, and you are gonna go to Casa Bonita after I leave, correct?
I didn't bring it up.
Oh
Casa
man.
Bonita,
So, yeah, one of
the things
Casa
that's really
Bonita.
One of the things that's really weird is if you watch South Park,
Yeah.
and that's the funny part. Like, it's so funny because I'll go to. Last year we went to Europe for a month,
Mm-hmm.
and everywhere we went to, when we went to like any place and just struck up a conversation with one of the locals, they're like, "Oh, where are you guys from?" We're from Colorado, and they're like, "Oh, South Park." Literally
Right.
every single person's like, "Oh, South Park."
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's funny because I'm like, why does everyone just say South Park? Like, is that still like a big thing in Europe? But literally,
Well,
if you turn
Colorado,
on,
it was.
Yeah.
we went to our hotel, you turn on the TV, literally any time of the day, I would flip through the channels. The Comedy Central
Mhm.
is South Park. Like, it's just
Mhm.
South Park all day long.
Yeah.
So that's like, everyone's like, oh, South Park. Like, do you go to South Park? Is it crazy? I was like, South Park is like some podunk town, like maybe 2 hours away from Denver, and there's nothing to do there.
Yeah. Quiet mountain town.
I don't even know if they have like a South Park little,
Oh, I'm sure they
You
got
think they'd
something.
you think they'd
have
celebrate
something.
that?
I thought you
Well,
were
it's
gonna
like
say
Breaking Bad if you go to
Right.
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
But
like
Albuquerque celebrates that. you
yeah, they had to
know?
rope
I
it off
think
though
they
because
do
people
the
were trying to throw
quarters.
pizzas on the roof.
I know.
The people that own that house are probably so angry. Yeah.
They're probably so tired of pizza on the roof.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that everybody was mentioning Casa Bonita when you said you were from Denver.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah, Casa
just
Bonita.
South Park.
Dude.
But yeah, Casa Bonita is a thing where it's exactly like they represent it in the show. They have the cliff
my gosh.
divers
So
and
excited.
Except it's not as
sopapillas
nice.
is the thing you get there, which sopapillas are like the deep fried dough kind of thing, like elephant ear kind of
Oh,
deal.
we know what sopapillas are.
Okay. For those in the audience that
Right.
don't know,
Right.
Okay.
Sopapillas.
sopapillas.
The food is pretty bad.
Questionable.
It smells
Yeah.
and tastes
No,
like cat
yeah.
food.
Every article you read, and I was just talking about how when you actually go on Google Maps, search for Casa Bonita, it's on like you can scroll on Google Maps and it'll show like, oh, it made this list of like top 10 weird restaurants or whatever. You click on that. The description's like it's a Denver staple, da da da. Don't eat, only
Don't eat
eat
the
like the
food.
Nacho Supreme, and that's it.
Oh,
Like,
man.
don't eat any of the other food, and you'll be good.
I'm a testament to that. I went to the hospital after eating there. Literally. Food poisoning, dehydration.
What did you order? What did
it
you
was some
order?
sort of enchilada. I believe it was a shredded chicken enchilada, but I had other
I'm
people's.
gonna
We
order the
shared
exact
stuff.
same thing.
We shared stuff though.
Yeah,
Roll the
dude.
dice.
I like how
dude.
you're
It's
assuming
a-
that you're gonna get food poisoning too if I'm correct. Only like if I'm correct. Like if you don't get food
Well, you're
poisoning,
saying
that I'm
you
wrong.
were-
It's
you were
terrible
very
food.
adamant about us not going to Casa
I'm
Bonita
never going back
because
there.
you got so sick.
I was on the
Right, I
floor. It
understand.
was coming out both
And you're-
ends, and I went to the
you're-
hospital. Like literally to the
I was
hospital.
hoping we couldn't go that
Here
far,
we
but
go,
all right.
here we
I was
go.
on an IV because I went to Casa Bonita, and I was so gung ho like you were, like Casa Bonita, yes,
No, I
and yes.
I think it's
I was
funny,
dragged all my
like-
friends out there, and the next day I almost died.
You guys, I'm dead over here.
All right. Anyway, I thought you sent a
The
picture
poop
to
hands.
us what it looked
Dave
like.
had a lot more than poop hands that night.
Yeah, poop everything.
A little poop everything.
I did. I sent you a picture of what their enchiladas looked like.
Yeah,
it's
and
Oh,
it
it
slop.
looks like
Totally-
it looked like it came out the other end already.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
they pre-process
Oh,
it.
what a train wreck of a show already.
That's what happens at Casa Bonita. More like Casa Bonita.
Anyway.
No, am I right?
Casa
Oh.
Bonita.
I'll give you that one. No,
Uh.
like I was looking at pictures. I was looking at the picture that you said. Then I went online because I was like, I gotta see. And yeah, all the enchiladas look disgusting. They look totally disgusting. But the tacos don't look
They
too
slop
bad.
it on a cafeteria tray, and it comes through a conveyor belt with the little things
Dude.
on the top and everything. You can only.
I'm telling
it's the
you, that
worst.
sounds just like Ponchos. And Ponchos to me was amazing.
Ponchos is better. At least you can raise the flag there.
You can raise the flag at Casa Bonita.
You
And
can
that's where you
raise the
get
flag.
sopapillas. Yeah,
oh,
dude.
okay. Copyright
Raise the
infringement.
Raise the flag.
Nando's, Phil says in the chat. Oh, cheeky Nando's. Cheeky Nando's.
Is that the
Don't know what
Nando's,
that
the like
London
Indian?
jokes. No, London.
Oh.
All right. So what else do we have to? Hey, Camp Mograph. Let's talk about motion graphics.
Hey, let's talk about
Let's-
Camp Mograph.
Hey, Camp Mograph.
Camp
Pitch 10 at
Mograph.
Camp Mograph.
Camp Mograph.
Every single
More
day.
of a retreat.
Beep, beep, beep. All right, so let's talk about this new ticket, Matt. This is
All right, let's
this is
talk
you.
about it.
You sell it, Schmoozy Matt.
Oh man.
Tell us what's going
Schmoozy
on.
Matt.
There you
there
go.
we go. There we go. Okay, so we heard everyone's we heard from everyone. You know, a lot of people were having a hard time finding cabin mates and stuff like that. So we didn't want to exclude. We didn't want anyone to feel excluded. And I know originally we had said that we weren't going to place people in cabins, whatever. But you know, whatever people want to come to the camp, and we want people to be able to come. So we decided that we would offer a new community cabin ticket. It's for those people who are looking to come to the camp, but can't seem to find people to, you know, team up with a bunk. Or if you're coming from out of town, like I know we've had a few
It's hard to
people
find
from
people.
other countries who, you know, I mean, you're spending a lot of money to get over here in the first place, and then on top of that, having to find cabin mates. So we just decided to offer this community cabin ticket. When you sign up for the community cabin ticket, it's a little bit more as of right now. It's $4.50 a ticket. That's during the early bird pricing. Early bird pricing for everyone. Make sure that you get your tickets within the next 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Because at the end of May, the prices go up.
Mm-hmm.
So get your early bird tickets while you can.
You still have the option to select which type of cabin you prefer if you're doing the community cabin.
Right. You can do, so you get the option, like a lot of people have said, I don't care whether it's a co-ed cabin, whatever. So you can select whether you care, whether you mind being in a co-ed cabin or whether you would prefer to be, in a non-co-ed cabin.
Yeah.
So you get that choice when you sign up. So don't feel like, we're just putting everybody out and just throwing people in random cabins.
Right.
And if at any point you get to the camp, you feel uncomfortable, just let us know. We'll work with everyone.
Yeah.
We want everyone to be comfortable at the cabin or at the camp, and we want everyone to have a good time. So as of right now, you got 2.5 weeks early bird tickets for Camp Mograph. Whether you're doing the full cabin tickets, whether you're doing the community cabin tickets, whether you're doing the tent tickets, get in there, sign up, get your tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be so much fun. So
much fun, y'all.
Don't wait. And here's the thing. So we've been talking about this, and this, like, honestly, the camp would be a great opportunity for you to talk to your boss, at the for all you working at studios and stuff like that, and try and do a group from your work. From your studio.
Yeah.
It'd be a great chance for
cabin.
everyone to work together and, do some team bonding and stuff like that and get back to the roots, or if you just want a good excuse to relax and stuff like that, it's a great opportunity. So, talk to your boss. Come on, people. You got 2.5 weeks.
So EJ
for those early bird tickets. It's cash.
EJ and David will be there.
Dick Cage.
And
there's an amazing amount of instructors. Oh my goodness. Swarovski.
Yeah.
Swarovski. Jeez. I want to say Swarovski, the crystal, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swarovski. Like, that's huge. There's so many amazing presenters. Barton Dammer. He is an excellent person. Like, if you're, I know a lot of people just in this industry, a few people last week got on this whole thing about, sharing their rates and stuff like that, just out in the open, which I think would be interesting to talk about. Like, I
actually have a good note for that for later on in the show to actually talk about some of that, because that was a good topic. So, but at the camp, of course, we have a new promo since you and David are going to be there, and it's coming up this week. Do we want to watch it up from the dingus? Okay, hold on. I should have queued it up. I should have queued it up ahead of time so that we could have. But yeah.
He's just creating
production value here. Folks.
Yeah, here you go. All right, you ready for this? Everybody, watch. This is going to be a bunch of fun. Play.
Producers.
So come to Camp Mograph so I can blast you with my laser beams and kill you.
Yeah. Don't you know? That's how it goes, right? Oh, man. So that's the new one. That's going to be on social this week, so people can you can share this and get your friends. Yeah, retweet it, show people.
If you're coming to Camp Mograph, let everyone know. Shout it out to the heavens. I'm going to Camp Mograph.
Camp Mograph, and I'm proud.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So let's talk about some other things for the week. Have you seen Chernobyl yet on HBO? I know
No.
that
Is it good?
we
I
talk
saw a
about
preview for it.
TV shows from time to time because it's, relation to motion
The
graphics.
only HBO show we should talk about is Game of Thrones, because holy crap.
Oh, you can't do
Nah.
that yet. It's too early, man. Yeah, it was last
dude,
night.
people
I
in the
couldn't
Rants
go to
channel.
sleep last night. My brain was just...
Yeah, you got to hold
Dude,
out, man. The
You want to have a hard
spoilers.
time sleeping? You want to have a hard time sleeping? Watch the oh man, who's the dude from High School Musical? Zac Efron.
Oh,
Watch the Zac Efron what's his name? Ted Bundy
yeah.
movie on Netflix.
That was okay.
That is messed up.
Yeah, I liked the documentary better, but yeah.
The documentary was good, yes. Yeah. But man, that dude's crazy.
Chernobyl's pretty good so far, though. It's a little slow and dark, but it's definitely worth watching. But I would definitely recommend that you go to YouTube and watch a documentary or something on it first if you don't know about actually what happened, because you get kind of lost if you don't know anything about Chernobyl. But question for both of you, completely unrelated to HBO.
Answer, but only to EJ.
Do you
not
ever
to you.
use hair in Cinema 4D?
No.
Like,
I mean,
hardcore.
barely have hair myself, so no, I don't use it in Cinema 4D.
I don't. I'm working on a buffalo. I'm building a buffalo. The only thing that I had was the mesh, and so I had to start the hair from scratch. And it's been an interesting process because I haven't done anything to that extent before, like with combing the hair, snipping the hair, like trimming it and doing all that kind of fun stuff. But now I'm having like these stray hairs that are going all over the place, and I cannot figure out what would be causing that, because I got my guides right, I got all my other stuff right, but then you animate it, and with the dynamics, things just start going all over the place. I don't know if
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably has something to do with the dynamics.
it's probably something technical, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you brush the hair?
I did brush my buffalo.
Whatever you do.
Yeah, so it's a good learning process. Maybe I'll show some of it off when it's actually done. But it's been pretty interesting to do something to that extent, because, I mean, I'm not big with, like, doing joints and bones and animals or any of that kind of crap. So if anybody knows, like, anything about hair, please contact me, because I'm trying to figure out, like, why I get these stray flyaways just, like, all over the place. Like...
Need more hairspray.
It's weird. Yeah, right? Kind of do. Also, I talked about my...
Have you tried doesn't X Particles have their own hair thing?
I don't know. Do they?
I don't know. Cloth.
Gav Grant
Yeah,
says, "Is the hair cached and maybe increasing the calculation steps per frame?"
Okay. Yeah, that
Dynamics
could be.
range.
And I
That's
also...
like the go-to
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
to
it
do
is.
with dynamics.
It is. Steps and
It's like
sub-steps. and
did you try turning it off and on again?
Yeah.
Did you
Right.
turn up the steps per frame?
Yeah. No, I think I talked about last week the laptop that I sent out to Razer. So this is so weird. Like, I love and hate Razer customer service at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really weird because I told you last week they tried to tell me that they tried to send me a bill for an LCD when I sent it in to get the battery replaced.
Yeah.
So $550 they wanted to replace the LCD. And I'm like, why do you want to replace that? It wasn't broken when I sent it. And so this week they told me it's because there were apparently some marks on the screen, like pressure marks on the screen from the laptop. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, no, don't do anything with that. Send it back. Fix the battery.
It's probably because you treat your laptops like crap, and then they get the little marks from the keyboard.
How do I treat them like crap? They go in my backpack.
I don't know.
They literally go in my backpack closed. That's all I do with it.
Yeah.
They're saying it's because the battery expanded.
You...
They're saying it's because since the battery expanded and
right,
it was pushing the case open, that was pushing. But I said, don't replace that, right? So I get the laptop back. It is pristine. It is beautiful. It's almost like it's a new case, but all my stickers are on it, so I know it's the same case. They cleaned every nook and cranny of that thing. It was like a brand new laptop. I was so happy. I open it up. There's no LCD problems. It's pristine, clean. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? It's such a scam.
They probably just took the hard drive out, took the back plating off, and then just, moved them around.
What do you mean?
To a new computer.
Right, but all my stickers were on it still.
On the back thing?
Yeah. Like all of
they
the...
probably just took that piece off.
Maybe. It's possible.
Maybe.
But here's the problem. So I don't think they connected the ribbon cable back to my button on my mouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Because now I have to take the entire laptop and send it back for them to do the ribbon cable and send it back to me. You know, it's like, that's
just
why I love
open it up and look at
I
it real
thought
quick.
about it, but you know how many freaking screws, and they're all weird sizes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Sucks. Oh, French
don't
Monkey
know.
has some info for me. The thing about good hair control is the number of segments under the guides tab. Running simulation with 100 to 200 segments will be more accurate, slower, of course. Okay. All right. So maybe it is a guide.
100
Okay, that makes
segments?
sense.
Wow.
In the guides.
Guide.
In the guides.
Oh, guides.
Though. Yeah, not in the actual hairs. That would never work.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, that's a lot.
Yeah. Other things on the list for this week. I installed dark mode, which was Ryan's.
Yeah, you had to update to the newest version of Octane, so you had to install 800 things on your computer and finally update them. So yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You
I'm enjoying dark mode, but also I installed that plugin, that Chrome plugin called dark mode. So like everything can be dark, which is really cool. Only thing is that you feel like you're in incognito mode all the time. Like you don't remember if you're in incognito or not. You know what I'm saying, right? Incognito mode turns Chrome dark.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So I feel like I'm always in incognito mode. So
Always got to do that on Amazon or whatever you're looking at on Amazon. You're gonna see ads for the next like week.
I know, even if you buy it. Like
Yeah.
I bought this.
Like I was looking at like jewelry for my mom for Mother's Day, and it's just like the whole week, just jewelry ads
every single day. Yeah, and
every single day.
Bunk bed.
Every single day.
Bunk bed.
And speaking of updating, because I updated my computer, I finally decided to update my iPhone, right? And problems, all problems. As soon as I do it, that's why I don't like to update. Like the battery isn't lasting anymore.
I think if you would update more often, you wouldn't notice these drastic changes.
The battery lasting half as much. I would rather not update than that.
How old's your phone?
It's the first iPhone X.
Oh, then yeah, it's like almost 2 years old.
Oh, well, throw that in the garbage.
Well, I'm just saying, like these like the batteries aren't supposed to last like
Yeah,
longer
but it was
than that.
fine before. It was fine the day before. So the thing is, like, even on like text, you have a mode on text, like group text. You can silence group text, so you're not getting beep 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 like all day during when other people are having a conversation. Well, now you go to mute that, and it doesn't mute anymore. It's just updating always screws things up. I don't know.
Probably just
Always.
You probably just need to turn it off and on again.
Did you turn it off and on again?
Did you up the samples per step?
Yes.
Did you put in a connect object?
What setting is that on the iPhone
Steps per
settings?
frame. What's the
Notification settings segments. There it is. I found it.
Oh,
Yeah.
dummy. What an idiot.
Idiot. I want to talk about real-time graphics a little bit today.
All right, cool. We're gonna
All
talk
right.
about URender and Eevee.
Oh, we'll talk about all sorts of stuff. Real-time graphics and production, real-time graphics, where the technology is going, VR, AR, whatever you want. So, were you following the Snapchat updates this weekend? I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure everybody's seen them posted, right?
Don't do it.
Don't do what? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, don't bring up Snapchat?
Sure.
Oh, I'm definitely bringing up Snapchat.
All right.
So they did some new filters, like a new cat and that kind of stuff, and it's all silly. It's Snapchat or whatever, but it's like a really good, I don't know, it's a sign of the times. Like everybody just picks up this new technology and uses it in real time, which is pretty insane. I was going to try and do it on the air, if you want. I could try.
I'm still.
I might be able to download the Snap camera. There's a new Snap camera.
Oh God, you're going to end up like disappearing yourself from the show or something.
I probably will for a little bit.
Yeah. All right. No, we'll try it. Here we go. Let me push this live to see if this works. I'm taking a risk right here. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
That's working.
Oh,
All right,
please
so
don't do it.
Let
Don't
me see.
What is it?
Oh
Which one
my
is it? Oh, there we go.
goodness. Dang, EJ. Dang you. What about me? Hello.
See, I don't need
Benjamin
to...
Franklin.
I have a skullet. I am Benjamin Franklin.
Skullet.
Yeah, I have a skullet. Matt doesn't want to do it.
Hey, Benjamin
Hey.
Franklin.
I don't
Can
need to see myself as
Okay,
as
how
a
about I
woman.
join
Matt
you?
still looks like a man with the
Yeah,
female.
that's the problem. I still look like.
Hey, y'all.
I'm a cat. No,
I'm a cat.
This
I'm all
technology-
nimbly bimbly like. Going from tree branch to branch.
how about you, Matt? Can you at least be a cat, if not a lady? Can we please see you as a lady? We all want to see you as a lady.
No,
Oh.
you don't need to see me
Oh,
as a
whoops,
lady.
whoops.
Matt
Oh,
looks like
jeez.
a lady.
Anyway.
See, I'm not a good-looking lady.
Oh,
EJ, on the other hand,
he is a good looking.
you were a
Actually look
sexy
way better.
lady.
It's doing better with the little
Yeah, it is.
goatee thing.
Yeah.
Ariev sent one over to us the other day. He was looking pretty hot.
Are you
I
gonna
just
put
gotta
that one
say. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have
Ariev
it with
did
me.
look
But
really good.
yeah.
Dave makes a great chick.
It
Yep.
for some reason, like, I
What
mean,
does the show come to?
yeah. So here's the deal, though. Here's the deal.
Damn, EJ's so hot.
God, this is getting really weird, really fast.
Yeah,
It's
it
getting
is.
weird.
It's
So-
getting weird. So can you do your tutorials like that now?
Right.
Ah,
Just
funny.
all your tutorials. So
Tutorials.
it's tutorials. So the thing about this technology is, like, it's in the palm of your hand, right? This is just the beginning of it. It still looks kind of crappy. It's doing better now. Like, I mean, they can get rid of your hair and your beard and everything, which is pretty good in real time in your phone. Now just take that for a minute and think about what that's going to do to real time in the future, you know, and what's going to
Yeah.
happen with real graphics power, you know, processing power.
did you see the Elon Musk baby face swap thing?
No.
What?
Oh my gosh, that was insane. Hold on.
Is
They
it a
posted
video
it.
thing, or what is it exactly?
Yes.
It is?
It's a what's the thing?
Is it a deep
Where
fake?
It's a deep fake, yeah.
Mm.
Well, let me see if I can find it on our channel. But a bunch of people posted it. Someone put Elon Musk's face on a baby.
Yeah, post that in the dingus. So,
Yeah, here, I'll post it right now.
so the thing is,
Like, it's creepy how accurate it is too. You know, like it messes up occasionally.
Oh my
but
god,
like,
that's horrifying.
isn't it?
That is horrifying.
where is it?
The dingus.
Oh, I gotta turn it on. That would probably help. There you go.
I put some links in the stuff too. Go
Oh,
to that
man.
illusion, like really cool web graphics. Speaking of real time.
So this technology is going to be used for graphics in the future, and that's why I bring it up, because there's a lot of stuff that we have to do right now. If you wanted to do that right now without deepfakes, think about what that would take.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean,
instead
like
of letting
just,
AI do it.
I've done a fair amount of like putting people's heads on other people's heads.
Mhm.
You know, as weird as that sounds, like this type of stuff, like matching the lighting and like,
Yeah.
because they're doing a real good job matching the lighting. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Let's see if my latest putting people's heads on other people's heads thing has come up.
It's not perfect. I mean, you could see that, but you know, the way it processes it. So I wanted to bring the real-time thing up, not just like for the face swap stuff, you know, but for things like Unity, for real-time. I'm sure at some point we're going to have like real-time compositing stuff. That tool there is
Bring up
deep
the
fakes.
Hmm? Sorry. Bring up the in the chat in the dingus, the illusion. There's
Oh,
like
yeah.
real-time cloth simulation, real-time, a lot of really cool stuff. Like, and this is WebGL, real-time, 3JS, and one of the hashtags was Houdini too. So I don't know if they used Houdini for some of this stuff, but if you scroll down,
Man, it's
you'll
like
see like all the
completely.
cloth stuff.
It's like it's killing my browser right now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It was working fine on my 7-year-old Mac Pro.
I don't know what. It's probably because I'm processing a bunch of stuff.
Streaming.
So what is this exactly?
This is WebGL graphics. Like, you can interact with that cloth, that little ribbon there.
I'll have to do it when I'm not streaming a show, I guess. I don't know. It's not working for me, but I think that's just because I got so much other stuff running.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
Yeah.
I see
look
it.
at Lusion.co. I posted it in the chat too.
Lusion,
Uh,
Lusion.co.
Yep. But it's WebGL, 3JS, and it says that they're using Houdini.
Houdini.
But
That's weird.
Lusion is a real-time development creative studio out of Bristol, England. Hello, governor.
So the
And
question becomes like, how are we going to use this in our craft moving down the line? Like 20 years from now, I'm of course always talking about AI stuff. Matt, I don't know if you agree that AI is going to be as not AI, I'm sorry, AR is going to be as big as
AR has a lot, in my opinion, has a lot of hurdles to get over. All right.
Mhm.
So I wear glasses as of right now.
Right.
Right. If I were to be able to see a lot of my stuff in my glasses, that would be great. But how many people actually want to wear glasses? You know? And I don't think you're going to be able to get a contact lens that does a good job. And really, you're not going to get like the full experience of running a full computer right now, I don't think. You know?
right.
Prove me
it's
wrong,
gonna,
people.
it's
Prove me
gonna
wrong. But
be. I
still,
think
like,
it's gonna be the most important thing is just like how is this useful for anyone, or is this just
I
something
mean,
that's really
Advertising.
it's all
hokey?
going to be advertising. You know,
Yeah.
it'll be neat for having like, I don't know, picture-in-picture stuff, information, getting
Yeah.
information immediately. You know,
But like
but
Wayfair or like IKEA, they have their apps where you can actually scan your
Yeah.
room, see how a piece of furniture is going to look. Like that's
yeah,
useful.
yeah.
That I can use
Mhm.
right now. Or even you're talking about glasses. What if you like Matt, you wanted to try on different glasses, but you didn't want to go to the store. So
Yeah,
you
you
put
can
on
do that.
you do the Snapchat thing, right?
Yeah,
You can
And
do
you
you
can
that
do
try
that
on
now.
a
with
different glass.
I actually am
yeah,
about to
you can
pull
do
the
that now
trigger
with
on some
Warby Parker.
glasses. Yeah, and glasses.com.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like that kind of AR application is going to be super useful. Or somehow if you can try on clothes,
Yeah.
that makes it look super accurate, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And that will be great with AR. But I think that at least at the beginning, the phone is going to do the processing in your pocket and send it to something. If they're say they're glasses or something. But the
Yeah. I don't know. Like the AR that we're talking about that we see in movies and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I don't think it's gonna be. It's gonna be a
not
long
going to
time
be
before that
Iron
happens.
Manning all over the place.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
You will not be Iron.
Do you think we'll get the holographic before we even get to that? Then
I have no idea.
I still feel like there's going to be stuff like
I think we're gonna get destroyed either by like AI
Yeah.
robots or
We'll die first.
climate change before any of that even happens.
But when
You know?
when you're using, okay, let's say it's 20 years in the future, and let's say that these glasses do become popular, just like the phone. You wouldn't know, like this Snapchat stuff that everybody was doing on Mother's Day weekend is just so second nature to everybody now. But 12 years ago, the iPhone had just come out. Nobody could have even imagined, that was the case. So in 20 years, when we get to that point and we're actually like looking through AR, there's going to be people in the motion graphics industry that are going to be needed to create these things. And it could be a combo of,
I mean,
of pre-made, like
Yeah,
mixed
I don't know if
in.
it's going to be entirely us. Like, look at like the movie industry now. You know, we're handling like VFX and stuff. We're not actually doing the shooting, so we may just be creating elements in Cinema 4D or something like that, and then handing those elements over to, I have a feeling that's the way it's gonna go.
Well, there will be
Not
pieces
us
that are
creating the full on.
right. Well, there'll be pieces that are pre-made, like you're pre-producing things that are going to display somewhere, right? So like you walk into a restaurant and they have like their template. I feel like even restaurants are going to want people to design stuff for them. So when you walk in,
Yeah.
their menus on the wall over here, but that's a pre-made thing that you rendered and you put
See,
that
I
there.
wouldn't
But then
see
there's
the menu
real-time
being on the
stuff.
wall. I wouldn't see the menu being on the wall. I would see advertising for different like beers or whatever. Like
Well,
if they've got
both.
specials or something, I could see AR being like, okay, you look down and you see the plate in front of you.
Yeah,
A picture of the actual thing, so you
it
get to
looks like it's
decide what
there.
looks the best.
And you
know?
swipe plates to see which thing you want
Right.
at Casa
Right.
The other
Bonita.
part of this is like the margins on restaurants. Like,
Right.
remember when Microsoft had their Microsoft table thing, and like
Yeah.
if you want to pay, you just like place your card
Right.
down on the table and
Right.
split it. Da, da, da. Like, no one's using that. No one can
Yeah.
afford that stuff.
Well,
Like
it'll
restaurants aren't gonna
yeah.
afford it or invest in VR AR crap when their margin, their overhead is so much.
Yeah, but what happens when you could just walk into a place and the glasses just automatically see everything in the room, scan the room, and can just place things for practically nothing? I mean,
Yeah.
the cost is going to go down. Even the technology, when the technology gets, like the Surface stuff costs, $100, which it will eventually, that kind of technology.
I mean,
I
the
don't know,
one thing the only thing I'm seeing right now is like everyone has their iPhone for, doing their check and adding their tip and da da da. Like all the breweries I go to, it's all an iPad. They put
I
in
hate
what you
that.
ordered, they flip it around, you sign and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like that's one area where I'm seeing slowly everyone's getting to.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that, by the way. I hate those stupid iPad things. I
Why?
understand them.
Does it
But when the
pressure
donut
you to give a
shop down
good
the
tip?
street from me
Oh.
is saying, "Oh, how much do you want to tip?" and I'm like, "You're a donut shop."
Yeah.
I don't tip
just
Krispy Kreme.
put
Why would
0.
I tip you? I don't put anything. I just sign it, say okay.
But
I don't know. That the whole Stripe thing annoys me.
Are you
of course,
going
I just
to-
hate tipping culture in America as it is.
but back to motion graphics.
Back to motion graphics.
When 20 years goes by and we're 20 years older, are we going to be designing that stuff? Or are we still going to be
Some
in
of
the
it,
industry
yeah, of
we're
course.
in? Is it one of those things where people who are just starting out now need to learn two things or need to kind of keep their eye on certain things? There's
No, I mean, you can learn something relatively quickly if you have a broad understanding of the stuff, Like I think what's going to determine who heads towards that direction is if it's more focused towards like say web developers or whether it's more focused towards animators or something like that. If it's easy to learn, then any one of us will pick it up.
I can see.
It depends on what kind of stuff you want to get into too. Like some people may just be comfortable, combing hair on 3D models
On 3D
throughout
buffaloes.
their whole day.
Yeah.
On 3D buffaloes,
Yeah.
right? Some people may be like, like you got your Brandon Clements of the world who
Right.
just want to learn everything in the world and do everything.
Right, and are good at it.
And are good
Yeah.
at it. Yeah. Like he can pick that stuff up no problem. But you throw me in front of Unity and I'm just like, I'm out. I'm done. No.
I don't know. I think if you spent some time with it, you'd be fine.
I'm sure I would, but I see no
Yet.
yet. Exactly.
Right.
If the industry starts moving in that direction, absolutely. If you want to not get left behind, you got to move. But
Just think about things like gender identity and things like that. And you have Snapchat filters, right? Well, what happens in 20 years or so? And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it could actually happen. Like people just have what they want to look like as their avatar, and everybody sees
interesting.
that.
Yeah,
you
interesting
have
thought.
that Snapchat filter on all the time. Oh, like you identify as a woman, you have that on all the time, and everybody is always wearing glasses. That's how they see you. Like this is a representation of my inner self through
it's VR
filters.
chat. It's
Yeah.
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But somebody has to design that stuff and integrate that stuff, and some people are going to be programmers, some people are going to be designers. But I sit and think of these things when I should be sleeping, and I'm like, what am I going to do as a designer when I get old? It's like the engineers that get old and turn 40. You take them out back and shoot them. And
Yeah, I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
That's the thing that, like, if I really think about it, it scares the shit out of me. Like,
yeah, because
what am I like? Am I gonna be doing this? Like, am I gonna have the like just dealing with all the client stuff that we deal with? We have all of our horror stories. We have all this stuff. Like, are we gonna be able to keep this up for another 10, 15 years? Is it gonna get worse or is it gonna get better? Is pay gonna go up or is pay gonna go down?
Right.
Why pay is gonna go down?
No, I would hope pay
don't think?
would go up. Like the thing is, with pay, I mean, if you're looking at, if you've read the Freelance Manifesto, this is the way I look at it. If you're just starting out, your day rate is a little bit lower. The more and more skills you bring on, the higher your day rate can go. If you're just or I guess the more notoriety you get also is the more your pay rate can go up, So you bring on, standard, After Effects, your day rate's one thing. After Effects and C4D, your day rate goes up. After Effects C4D X Particles, your day rate goes up. After Effects C4D X Particles Houdini, your day rate can go up, And so if you start going into this AR, VR stuff, and you're not only being able to handle the stuff that clients are coming for, but you can also now run a team because you understand from bottom After Effects is the bottom, of course. After Effects, Cinema 4D, Houdini, X Particles, all this other stuff, and then the Unity stuff to incorporate it all into AR. You're basically running your own studio at that point. So it's I don't know.
It's the early adopters that
can
charge
day rate
more.
To me is all dependent, 100% dependent on how willing you are to put into raising your day rate. If you're not working to increase that day rate, you are going to be stuck at a day rate because you won't be worth more than what that is.
Right, and here's what Ryan Summers...
I may piss people off by saying that.
Here's what Ryan Summers tweeted this week. $400 to $500 has been a median rate for a junior motion designer generalist for a long time. Inflation and cost of living hasn't stayed still. So why are freelance rates not increasing accordingly? Because we as artists aren't pushing the needle. Now, that may be true for some people. Well, I feel like, Matt, you and I, we've been raising our rates a lot, so we're pushing the needle. But the thing is, there's so many people coming into motion graphics that those people are going to take those rates, and other people who are able to push their rates up will do so. There's always going to be $400 and $500 a day rates.
Yeah. But also, you have to look at it this way. Look at a $400 to $500. Okay, what's the average pay range for someone within the motion graphics industry? If you go work at a studio, if you're starting out,
it depends on where you live.
Right. I know it depends on where you live.
Yeah, maybe
what?
40K.
Like 40K, 45K. I couldn't see it being much
40
more
to
than
65, depending on where you live. I mean, that's a really large range. I don't know. But say you know how to network really well, say you got a ton of connections. You're just new, and you're getting that $400 a day rate. If you're working every day for a whole year, that's $100,000, I mean, yes, to me, this all depends. It goes back to how much you're willing to put into it. If you just want to sit back and just take in money whenever it is, then you're not going to get very far, but you may only have that 400 to 500 day rate for like a few months. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you may be so in demand that you're able to raise your rates and you're doing well enough that you can raise your rates no problem.
Well, let me ask this. Let me ask EJ. I'm sure you've raised your rates before. What were your reasons behind it?
Well, it was just having connections and stuff, and just getting more and more work coming in, and now even more than before, I'm doing all this training stuff where I don't need client work as much.
Right.
I mean, if I am doing client stuff, it better be well paying to be able to put up with some of the stuff that comes along with that.
And make up for the fact that you don't do as many because you're doing other things. Right.
Right. So it's something where, one of the things about, and you guys starting up Mograph.com, it's one of these things where if you pitch a project and they're lowballing you, the thing that goes through your mind is, okay, do I want to work on this and be frustrated and get paid jack crap? Or could I take those 2 weeks instead and invest that time into Mograph.com, getting that up and running, because that's a long-term goal. That's going to be a revenue earner. So it's the same thing for me as well as could I be developing training or doing something on my website or working on a new product that'll be way more enjoyable. It might not pay off immediately, but a year from now, I might have just recouped all the money, probably double, triple, quadruple, probably even more than that 2 weeks of that horrible paying client gig,
Yeah. And Chad Ashley's in the chat. He said, what happens when you raise your rates so high that you've priced yourself out of gigs? It's a balance.
Then you lower it,
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it's something that Dave and I have. Whenever we're raising our rates, we're always under the understanding that it could possibly go down. It could possibly go back down. It's the same thing anytime we give ourselves a raise. If we give ourselves a raise, we're like, okay, this is only temporary. If we're able to sustain this, then this is where it stays.
Well, it's project to project, it's client to client. If it's some client or someone you've worked with before and you really enjoy working with them, but they're like, hey, I know your rate's this, but I can only pay this. It's a case by case thing. I think we all do stuff like that. Like just people in business, they, if you're making $1,000 less on a 30 grand project or whatever that may be, if it's a small percentage, 10% less, like that's still a decent chunk of money. Like it's all in perspective.
It depends on how hard or easy the client is to work with and all of that. But I think the only way that you really price yourself out is if you do something pretty ridiculous. If your rate is $400 or $500 a day and then you decide to double that, but you don't have a good reason for that. You're just like, oh, I'm not making enough money, I'm going to double it. It's like, do you have enough clients that are willing to pay that? Do you have enough work right now coming in?
Chad brings up an interesting point. He says, are we talking freelancers hired by studios, or are we talking like client work rates? Because those are two totally different things. Like your rate with bringing in client work could be completely different than when you're going to work for a studio.
Oh, we definitely have had a different rate that we go with when we do just quote unquote freelancing, but hired by another studio as opposed to like full on client work.
And it could be different for other people. Like for example, our studio rate is much higher than most of the time much higher than our client work rate. In my opinion, with the client work, you try and get at least your day rate, if not more. With client work, you could be saying, yeah, I could do this in this much time, so I know how much it would cost me as my day rate, but you want to try and get the most you can from the client,
And with client work, you're doing things like emailing, and you might be, editing scripts or doing all these extra things that, like, if you're hired just to come in and do 3D,
or you could be working with an entire team that you're having to art direct as well. There's so much more that comes with that. But for us, if we're just with a lot of our clients, our client gigs, we'll just say, okay, this is our day rate, this is how many days we think it might take, but when it comes to like going in a studio, because Dave and I are running our own boutique studio, remote boutique studio is what I call it. Like it takes away from all the other client like one-on-ones and emails and stuff that I can do when I go and work in a studio. So my rate is actually much higher. So
French Monkey says, might be unbelievable, but I've never taken any gigs or jobs as a 3D artist. I stopped freelancing 4 years ago when I was still in photography.
Wow.
And Phil, Raid Zero.
Where are you making most of your money on? Products or?
Well, until these dang pirates
come.
So
that's interesting, Matt. You said that you actually charge more when you go into a studio.
Yeah, because they're paying for it. So when you're going to work into a studio, like I like to make that studio my number one priority, because they're paying for me to be there. But when I'm working at home, if I'm working at home, I'm able to send a couple extra emails a day, or focus on something else, or hop over to another project real quick if they need something done, and then hop back, work some extended hours at home. I'm able to juggle things around a whole lot easier than when I'm in a studio. When I'm in a studio, they need 100% of my attention. And I give them 100% of my attention because I would fully expect, if I was hiring someone, I want their 100% attention. I don't want them to be distracted by other clients and other stuff like that. Because I give the studios the type of respect that I would expect when hiring them. So
that's interesting because I've full disclaimer, I've never actually worked in a studio a single day in my life. It's all been remote, and I'm like very thankful for that. And very grateful for that. But I would always think like, all right, because when I'm doing freelance, I'm the art director, I'm the guy, I'm the producer almost, I'm taking on all these roles interacting with the client. But when you work at a studio, they have all that. So basically they're hiring you just to do the work at that
Yeah.
point. So just from my experience, I would assume that if I went into a studio, they would actually pay less. But just being in the situation I am in, where you work from home, I would actually charge more to go in just because I don't want to. Like, it has nothing to do with.
I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
So me just for and I'm a rare case. I'm a rare, like Dave and I are rare cases because we run our business differently because
we're not single freelancers.
We're not single freelancers. We're running a business, but sometimes it's treated almost like a single freelancer, like so really when I'm going into work at a studio, it's more of an inconvenience fee.
Yeah, okay. Let me break this down a little bit differently though. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there are also cases where we have charged less for going in for a studio, but that's like Kent was saying, industry, because you're both in the industry together for the trade, a price for the trade. No, that's what that's what Kent was saying in the chat. In most industries, there's a price for the trade. Now we've charged certain like friends of ours who were working for less.
Yes,
but there are some places. The reason it's more expensive is this. The client insists that you come in. Yeah. That's where it's okay. So let's say you have a client and they have a project which is going to take you about 2 hours to complete at home with your own gear because everything's ready to go. It's set up. You got a good render farm. All your software's there. All your plugins are there. You can get it done in 2 hours. You can also get your emails done, have lunch, finish work by 4, whatever you want to do, right? They insist that you come in. You're still going to do that 2 hours of work, but you're going to go in. You're going to have to get the plugins straight. You're going to have to make sure they have the right licenses. You're going to do the work. You're going to end up wasting your whole day there for that 2 hours of work. That's why it's going to cost them more.
An hour drive there, hour and a half drive home.
You're charging them for all of that. If you just charge them for the 2 hours, that'd be. But that's why they're paying more. It's not actually that they're paying more. It's that there's more hours involved to do the same amount of work.
Like I said, Dave and I are probably very special cases when it comes to this stuff. Like, I don't like going and working at studios that often, unless it's like ABC. If ABC called me up, I'd go work there in a heartbeat, you know, and I'd do it for my day rate, I wouldn't charge an inconvenience fee.
Right.
It's some of these other ones. Like, I do have a client where if I'm going in, I have to go into a clean room where I am not allowed my cell phone. I'm not allowed to connect to the internet. It's incredibly inconvenient to go and work for there.
Anything you bring in there has to stay in there until the video
until
is
the project
public.
is over.
Yeah.
So if I bring in my own my own hardware, my laptop, and I have to leave it there, that's a super inconvenient thing. So my price will go up.
Of course.
Yeah.
So Chad says, shouldn't working from home on client gigs get you a bit more cash because you're covering the cost of the equipment, space for power, etc.? Well, it's funny because I think we are specific cases, because most of the guys, like, you'll meet some of them at the meetup Thursday, but a lot of the guys I know that freelance for the studios in Denver, they actually do. I actually know a few guys that they're like, they hate working from home. Like, they hate it. They can't do it. They get distracted. Like, I'm a hermit. Like, if I can go into hermit mode and just plot, like, I prefer, got my dog sitting here, go for walks.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Like, I'm like that right in the middle of the introvert extrovert thing. Like, I'm fine sitting in the corner by myself, and I'm fine, getting jiggy with it in the karaoke place,
Well, if you stop to render or something, you can go out and take your dog for a walk or whatever, and you're not charging for that time per se. Like, it's if you go somewhere else, what are you going to do in that 2 hours you're waiting for the render? Just surf Facebook? Like, work on another project?
I think that's
and I don't even
like,
do that.
People go on hour-long breaks, 2-hour-long breaks, like, I don't know. I think a lot of it's just you wait for client feedback, you shoot the shit, you watch tutorials. Like I had a friend that worked at the mill, and this is a few years ago, and he texted me a picture of like a couple of the people that worked at the mill watching one of my tutorials in their downtime. I'm like, holy shit, that's amazing. Someone at the mill is watching my stuff. They're fucked. Like they're screwed if they're watching my stuff working at the mill. They hired the wrong people.
That's funny.
But I think that's just it. Even at my job, I think that's why I learned. That's how I learned Cinema 4D is because I had enough downtime. I literally self-taught myself Cinema 4D, watched all the Grayscale Gorilla stuff because I had, any given day I would easily find a half hour to watch a tutorial. Like every single day it'd be easy, whether that's waiting for a render or whatever. But it's one of those things where if you're waiting for a render, it's not like, hey, this hour is going to be 3 hours. I'm going to go walk around the city for 3 hours or go home for the day. Like, you're not doing that. Like, you're sitting there farting around, making yourself look busy.
Yeah.
And
why
I don't
do that?
I don't do social networking stuff. Like, I don't go on Facebook. I don't go on Reddit while I'm at a studio.
Yeah, it looks bad.
If I'm waiting around. I'm waiting around.
You're definitely doing that at home, though.
I am definitely doing that at home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I do agree with what most people in the chat are saying. Like when it comes to your day rate, pick a day rate for a studio. That's your day rate. When it comes to clients, try and get it's your livelihood. You want to try and make as much money off of a project as possible.
Well, it's a lot harder to raise your rate if you're working with studios freelance a lot because that's where the price out is gonna happen because they've got a giant handful of contractors.
And you have to, if you're going to do that, if you're going to raise your rate while working in a studio, you have to make sure you're worth it.
Right. You got to be a linchpin in there.
You have to make sure.
You've got to make sure that if you're going to raise your rate $100, they're going to pay for it.
That they're calling.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, sometimes when you're freelancing, you have so many new clients, you don't even have to breach the subject of like, why is it this expensive? Like, it used to be 500. Why is it 750 now?
Yeah.
You want them to just be
I've
okay with it.
I've personally never ran into an issue like, work. I used to do a lot of remote work for ABC, and I did some stuff for Bart for like a few years straight. And I was like, the third year, I'm like, hey, I'm raising my rates. He's like, cool, yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
And I was still giving him a good deal, but that's the thing. It's such a case by case basis.
Right.
Do you work for a studio? You really enjoy doing the work. I'm not going to price them out. I'm not going to price myself out so someone else takes that job because I really enjoy the work I'm doing with that person. But that doesn't mean that that's the rate I'm going to charge someone that's brand new, that's kind of a pain in the ass to work with, and that doesn't know anything about rates in general. Because I feel like at least half of the clients I work with, there's this initial education process on how does all this work? What's a statement of work? How are we doing this? How many rounds of revisions? Like it's an education process. And I feel like if there's any major gap between, and this is just my point of view, but I feel like a lot of people don't even work with a simple statement of work, that a statement of work in writing is actually technically a contract.
Yeah.
Like it's a legal
list
document.
of deliverables, all of that.
Yeah.
Are you
So
providing
you can always refer to that.
project files or not at the end? That kind of thing.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And it's something like that where a simple statement of work, if you're not doing that, you should at least be doing that, because at that point, just the wording of a statement of work is just like, these are all the things, so we have this timeline, so we know when you need these things, we can get it done by that. So it's almost like you're taking care of the client, but really you're taking care of yourself as well, and it's not as icky as saying, here, sign this contract.
You've got to be able to be humble enough to know whether or not you're worth it. If you are an entry, let's say you're an entry-level After Effects person and you're charging $400 a day, okay? And there are 10 people that work contract for a studio doing basic After Effects stuff at $400 a day. If you come back and say, I need more money, I'm going to change that to $800. Well, what's the difference between you and anybody else entry-level After Effects? Scale, position, ease in, ease out, blah, 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 super simple stuff. Like, you got to know that, like, they're just going to go with someone else because that's easy to do. Now, if you're doing ridiculous, off-the-chain, Houdini, crazy stuff, and you're really good at it, and you know that you're pretty decent at it, and you know you're not charging enough, and you up your rate, I think people are going to understand they're going to be okay with it. And if they're not, maybe they're not the best client to have.
I think a lot of studios are going to know whether or not they're getting a good deal with you, you know? And some may take advantage of that, you know? But so, like EJ said, when he was working for Artie Benchute, and he's like, hey, I'm going to raise my rates. And Barton's just like, all right, cool. Barton's the type of person who understands, you know, what industry standard rates are and what's worth it and what's not, you know?
Yeah.
He knew EJ was worth it. So
right.
A lot of these studios will and won't. And if you need to, if you know you've got those skills and you know you can get that work somewhere else, I don't know if you necessarily need to justify that to anyone, you know, any studios, why you're worth that much.
Well, part of it's also just because I've heard a lot of horror stories from the perspective of the studios where they bring in a freelancer and it's just like, this person was awful, horrible to work with, didn't hit the deadlines, like, you know, overpromised, underdelivered. So I feel like there's a value there, even if you're like an average After Effects user. Just the fact that they can count on you. That's another way you could raise your raise. Like, I'm reliable. I show up on time. I stay late. I make sure the job's done.
And gosh darn it, people like me.
You're smart enough.
I went and did some of this work, it was right after I started freelancing the first time. And I got hired on. I had no idea what to charge, whatever. I was charging like $35 an hour, you know, to go work at the studio. And so they brought me in. We were doing some high profile Samsung work. And this other guy came in from Creative Circle. He was charging $65 an hour plus whatever Creative Circle was charging him. And he was a flame artist who decided that he would move over to After Effects, right? So he had the skills, I guess, in flame. But like, he wasn't getting any flame work. So he's like, oh, whatever, it's After Effects. It should be easy, right? I was able to knock out 3 times as many projects as he was in the amount of time, and he was getting paid 2 to 3 times as much as I was, you know? And it was from that point on, I'm like, all right, I'm raising my rates.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't worth it.
That's a good sign, yeah.
So.
I don't know how we got to that from AR and cats, but we're here.
Yeah.
I did want to ask EJ real quick, because we talked about this last week on the show about your opinion on this VR stuff, because you texted us and you were asking, like, when the new Oculus came out, the 2 new Oculuses came out a couple weeks ago, what should I get, if anything? You know, because you're eyeballing the wireless one, the whole self-contained unit. And
yeah, because I'm on my Mac, so I'm not just gonna buy a PC for a VR thing, you know.
Right, and that's the dilemma. You don't have that gear, but at the same time, it's like, can you play games with us? You know, specific games with.
It's like, that's why I wanted us to all get Switches, because it's easy enough to spend $300 and, you know.
Yeah.
Put it on any TV and I can play it anywhere. I don't need to be on my computer.
Yeah, know? And it's great. Like, I want to try the new wireless one, but like, there's a lot of games that you can't play on it because it just doesn't have the power. And it's like, could we all play? Because it would be fun for us to all be able to play VR together. But the entry for you specifically is pretty high, because you'd have to buy a nice PC and set all that up. So it would be better for you to get something that's more portable. You know, like the other one.
Right.
You know, it's a tough. So, I mean, are you...
Well, that you just... Eventually, technology is just going to get to the point where you don't need all that anyways, you know? As far as, like, for VR, it's the technology in general why you can't have, like... It's the processing power that even when you have it hooked up to a computer... You're still limited as far as like how the graphics look in the VR headset and stuff. It still looks pretty like Nintendo 64 or, you know, stuff like that at some times.
It's the whole console versus PC thing. There's still going to be that. It's going to be that with VR. Do you have a VR console, or do you have the PC VR console that has like, or not console, but gaming system that's just better graphics and faster and higher frame rate and all of that stuff, you know?
But even the graphics, it's because you're doing it in this 360 sphere. It can't process as fast as like some of the best looking PC games that are just traditional games.
Right.
Because you have to calculate for this entire sphere you're in versus 16 by 9,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, just the regular. So what are you going to do? Are you going to wait or are you going to pull the trigger on one of them?
No, I'm definitely gonna wait. I mean, it's something where I play enough Switch that kind of tickles
gotcha.
my video game thing, because I don't like playing first person shooters, and I feel like VR is a lot of that. I
Depends.
like side-scrolling games and stuff like that.
I'll say there are some really fun side-scrolling games in VR to where it's like you're looking down on a mini world, like on your desk or something. You know, it's side-scroller, but
cool.
it's 3D.
Yeah,
You know, that's a lot
yeah,
of fun.
yeah.
The one with the little mouse and
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I get that. You could always get the VR for Switch, the little cardboard thingy, right?
Oh, the Labo, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
I wonder if that thing's any good.
I've heard. I haven't heard. It's very good.
Yeah, cardboard fishing and cardboard.
Let's pay
Bowling.
$100 for a bunch of cardboard pieces.
Right.
Yay.
Yeah.
Right.
So ridiculous.
All right. Are you?
But I've been knee deep in Breath of the Wild, man. It's
Oh,
so
Yeah,
good.
I've got it. I want to
So
play it more.
distracting.
It's so hard to invest so much time.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's nice that you can pick up and, you go do your things, and usually how it goes is I'll turn it on. I'll be like, oh yeah, I want to go to that one shrine or whatever, and on the way I'm like, oh, what's that over there? I'm gonna fight these monsters, and then I get sidetracked again. Like, oh, what's that and that hill over there? I'm gonna go fly
Yeah.
over there and squirrel. Yeah, and it's just like, next thing you know, holy crap, it's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Whoops.
wow, I need to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you? Did you guys see the trailer for the new Final Fantasy VII
Yes.
remake?
No.
Oh, it looks so good.
I
I may
wanna
have
see
to buy
what,
myself a PS4 just for it.
Oh
Ugh.
yeah. Well, I bought a PS2 just for Final Fantasy VII.
Really? That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Well, because it was
PS1,
'Cause-
right? No, it's
or
PS1.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I always followed the Square Soft stuff. So like Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy. Like when I found out they were going to PlayStation, I'm like, all right. That's when I like stopped buying Nintendo and went to PlayStation up until like PlayStation 3. But it was all for like Final Fantasy 7, and then like Final Fantasy 10 was the last Final Fantasy I played, because everything after that is like Japanese boy band looking dudes, and I'm just like, I'm out.
Yeah.
You lost me.
So.
Oh man, got some eye that sucks.
Oh,
Ah.
the allergy season's in full swing, dog.
I don't think it's the allergy. I think I got like an eyelash in my eye. I'm like dying right now.
Dog hair from your giant dog. Your dog is huge now.
My dog is huge, yes, but she is poodle, part poodle, so she does not shed. It's awesome. I can pick her up and rub her all over my body, you know?
Like you
She
do.
doesn't shed anywhere. Like you do,
Like
you know?
you do. Yeah.
You definitely don't want to do that with the cat.
Okay, does
Don't
everybody...
want to do that with Gus.
Do you all have your bonnets on
Bonnets. Why?
for your bee to be in them? Because we're going to talk about Adobe a little bit. I
Oh.
hope you're ready for some ranting.
We're
Wow.
gonna go into a
This is a
beehive.
good show.
Yeah.
I was really worried about it at first, you know, talking about the Casa Bonita and stuff like that, you know.
We
It's
avoided
going
it.
downhill, but
Yeah.
it's gone up. It's gone up, all right.
The cat faces. Actually, no, I had a good story about the cat faces. So have you seen people who take Snapchat and try and just do something with it on the TV? Make people's faces on TV
Oh,
look like
yeah,
something?
Yeah.
So the other
yeah.
day, yesterday, I was like, oh, it would be really funny if I put the cat face on somebody on TV. And as soon as I held it up to the TV, a commercial for cat litter came on where everybody already had a cat head on. And I
That's
was
funny.
like, this is not going to work because they're already cats. It was just really strange.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Did you see? There's one. I'll have to find it and send it to you. But it's like they had the googly eyes face of like it's just like one of those cheesy like dental floss commercials where it's basically like stock footage of people
Oh.
smiling and like
Oh, you sent
brushing
that to
their
me.
teeth, and everyone's just got. Oh, did I send that to you guys?
I think you
Oh,
did, or
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
you
yeah.
posted
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
No, you
yeah.
posted it on Twitter. I think.
Let me.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That yeah, if you
Let me
put
try
the
to
link in the
find it.
dingus, somebody was doing that whole.
It was so funny.
Yeah,
Oh, here's another one that was great too. Uh,
I'll have to put
I
all these in
think
the
this
show
was.
notes.
I'm not. I'm do this one first because you guys
Okay.
haven't seen this one yet.
Okay, cool.
Can you play that on the
Yeah,
on the?
Oh yeah, this one.
Oh
Did you see
yes,
that
I
one?
have seen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the
So this
Shrek.
is Shrek.
Shrek running around. They replaced the dog. It's
Yeah.
So I was thinking
so
about that this week. Did somebody motion track this? Or I mean, it's kind
I
of
bet you
crappy.
anything it was I mean, look, you've got a green ground, so that's
Yeah.
easily keyable.
Well, you
Plus
don't
you've
even.
got now that
Well,
you've got Adobe's content aware, I haven't messed with it,
oh, is that
but they
available?
may have used that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
totally.
I'm gonna have to try that. What's the other one? Do you have the teeth one?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Have you seen Shrek Stay Out?
Yes,
No.
we talked
I
about that on
love-
the show, I think.
I love Shrek Stay Out.
Yeah. So anyway, back to back to Adobe. Here's my. There's an article that came across Twitter this week, and I don't know if you posted it, DJ, or who it was, but forget Photoshop. Adobe is a marketing company now, and they're talking about, oh, we're not in the Photoshop game anymore, and we're all about advertising and marketing, which I understand, but is that the right way to go?
How are they in advertising and marketing? Tell me that. Explain that to me, because I'm not seeing the connection.
There's this stuff about like AI and ads that grab people's attention more and all of that. This isn't Bloomberg. We're all about synergy now. I don't know. There was a reference to something that I think the CEO of Best Buy said as well, because it's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like, we're not in the business of selling products or doing transactions. We want to enrich lives with technology. What can we do with our customers?
Do you have? Here's the link, just in case anyone wants to.
Oh yeah. I'll have the link to that in the show notes as well. But I'm like,
Yeah.
What can we do with customers? We want to enrich people's lives, and I'm thinking, really, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Best Buy,
I don't
you're
know.
not in the business of selling me things. Are you enriching my life with your $25 HDMI barrel connector that costs
Right.
$1 online? Are you enriching my life with that? I hate this kind of talk about, oh, well, we're not really in this business, we're in this business, because I feel like companies start losing sight of what they're actually in it for. People like Adobe, don't lose sight of what you're doing. You want to go into those other areas, that's fine, but don't say, oh, well, we're not in the Photoshop business anymore, because you kind of are. What happens when people stop
they're
buying
not.
Photoshop?
They already have everyone that's subscribing. What are they gonna do now?
Yeah, but
They
what?
gotta make money for shareholders. That's why
Yeah.
that's why I have no faith in After Effects doing anything, because they
Yep.
don't make money off After Effects. They're the smallest team in
Mhm.
that entire company.
Yeah.
It's kind of like me being the dumbass holding out hope that hopefully this next new Mac Pro is
Yeah.
going to be awesome, because guess what? If it's not, I'm screwed. I'm going to have to find another option. So
Apple
Yeah.
is Lucy with the
Someone just-
football, and you're Charlie Brown. And you're
Yeah.
like, they
So
mean it
someone
this
just
time.
Today,
Yeah.
someone just today tweeted a poll.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was the one. That was the one that you.
Yeah.
Dave, if you
Yeah.
click on it's David Torno on Twitter.
Okay.
It's in the dingus.
AEIOU guy. He did a poll saying After Effects users with Adobe limiting CC versions. Now, what are your plans? It was staying put, using blank next. So you're gonna use something else next. One vote was unsure, and the last one was F it, I'm learning Houdini. And 32% so far. There's 88 votes in.
Houdini
they got,
instead of After Effects? That's weird.
Yeah, I think whoever wrote this is definitely an After Effects user and don't understand
Why
what
wouldn't they
Houdini
say
is.
Fusion or something instead,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So 32% say I'm staying put, and then 36% say unsure. 11% say they're going to be using Fusion or whatever, and then 21% who have no idea what they're talking about say they're going to learn Houdini instead of After Effects.
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense on that part. But
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Well,
talk
here's
about
my
that.
thing is at what point, so if we look in 5 years, this is my thing. Like I went to a Unity conference last fall, don't know much about Unity at all, but saw everyone doing their demos and stuff. And while it's not like it's not going to replace After Effects, like
Mm-hmm.
you can't build assets from scratch in there. You got to bring the assets in and stuff like that. Like if you make a character, you can't design a character in Unity. You have to make it somewhere else and bring it in. But when you do bring it in, it's real time. Like there's no RAM previewing. If
Right.
you have a object and you move it across the stream, like you don't need to RAM preview it. You hit play. Particle
Yeah.
effects, lighting effects. It looks pretty amazing, but there is some coding that's involved as well, which I think is one of the major roadblocks for normal After Effects users.
Yeah,
But
artistic people who are about art and not programming.
right. But at what point is Unity gonna fill in those gaps, or Unreal or Fusion? Like, is After Effects gonna fill in the gaps first and actually get to real time, or are all these other apps that are already real time gonna fill in all these
Right.
other areas that After Effects?
Here's the way I see After Effects. I think After Effects is just it's a core, and what you want to do with After Effects, you have to buy tons and tons of different plugins in order to really do what you want. Like After Effects isn't really that innovative anymore. They introduced content aware fill for video that is, if I haven't messed with it yet, but I have yet to have anyone say, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing thing
Right.
ever. Like when they introduced content aware fill for Photoshop, yeah, that was fantastic. Like I use it all the time, but I have no idea that it could, I highly doubt it can be what they want it to for video. Now,
Yeah,
it's like how much they wanted the roto brush to be amazing, and it's like the roto brush is crap. It's the worst,
Has anyone tried to? Because the big thing going around last week was how they removed the Starbucks cup in the Game of Thrones shot.
Yeah.
It was all stills. Did anyone try the After Effects content aware fill to do the video version of that? I haven't seen that yet.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
But see, like we were talking about earlier, we're talking about what's going to happen in 20 years. Are they thinking about that with After Effects? I don't see why some of this stuff couldn't be a little bit faster. If you can bring
After
something
Effects
into
even exists in 20 years,
Well.
it would be segmented in all these different little apps. That's like what Adobe loves to do, is make an app that does this specific thing, then make another app that does this specific thing.
Yeah.
And then they kill it. Like Mixamo, we're gonna buy that, we're gonna kill it, and we're gonna do what's the one where you can build all the characters?
Character animator?
No, it's the one where you can just literally build a character.
Mixamo?
And then you can rig it in Mixamo.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Will, this is the thing they need to look out for, though. Like, are they looking forward in the right direction? Like, instead of saying, "Oh, well, we're all about advertising and stuff," shouldn't they be looking into like this other area?
Fuse is what I was talking about.
And the other thing that we didn't talk about is the letter that went out to everybody. The passive aggressive, almost threatening letter that they sent to all of their customers this week. And I didn't quite understand it, and I was like, why don't they offer more explanation on this? Because first of all, they started out with, "Dear valued customer," because that's not,
It's all legal. They have some licensing issue with third parties, and they're probably getting sued, so they can't say anything about it.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, I hate that title. When you go to Kroger to the self-checkout lane and it says, "Welcome, valued customer," it's like that's the most disingenuous thing I've ever heard before. Okay, but here's the thing. What
do you want it to say? What up, bro?
I say, maybe my name. I mean, that's pretty easy to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't even know who I am. Okay, so it says that the applications that you're running, in my case, this version of Audition and Photoshop. First of all, what is Photoshop 18.1? I don't know. I don't know what that is. So you put 2018, 2019, 2019.1, whatever you put on all of your apps, but then you send me this and you call it like the actual point name that nobody knows. I don't know what that is.
Right.
I don't know
Right.
what Audition 10.1 is. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you have this part. If you continue to use these discontinued versions, you may be at risk of potential claims of infringement by third parties. Blah, everybody be scared. Scared into getting sued for using an old version of Photoshop. And it's like,
you want to get sued?
it's like, could you maybe explain this? I understand it's legal jargon, but could you explain this to your customers so we know what this means? Please?
I mean, that's what it
Right,
is.
legally, they can't.
Why?
Yeah.
Why can't they?
I mean,
Because they're probably getting sued right now and they can't talk about
well,
it.
I went in and checked
honestly, it
forums.
makes sense to me. Odds are probably what they did was they signed a certain amount of year contract with
Right.
different
But what happens
plugin
if you?
developers.
Okay, so
I don't know.
if you want to use Photoshop and you can't because you haven't upgraded this driver and you haven't upgraded the driver because your card can't support it on the version of your OS that you're using, and then they come to tell you, oh well, you have to update to this. Oh, I'm sorry, you have
Right,
to update your
exactly.
entire
Like,
system.
Right now, I'm using I've got an old Mac Pro that I cannot update to the newest operating system.
Right.
Which means I cannot update to the newest version of Creative Cloud.
Right.
Which means I cannot get the newest version of After Effects, or are they eventually
It's
going to cut
illegal.
me off?
No, yeah. Oh, sorry. It's illegal for you to use it on the
is now
computer.
illegal to use your Mac Pro.
Right. Sorry. You
But it
got to
just
spend
seems
thousands
really-
of dollars.
It just seems very bizarre that a third-party developer, unless it's a application that currently ships with those old versions that they don't want to support anymore, and I have a feeling that that's probably it. So like the Psycore effects, Mocha, stuff like that, they probably
Dolby
have a
licensing.
limited licensing that they want to stop support. So just the fact that you even open that app that has those things in it and you use it, you're infringing on that, you're breaching that contract.
Well, somebody should have thought about that,
That
before they released
licensing.
the software.
Or just re-release re-release the old versions and remove the crap that they're getting sued for.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's people who are speaking in Adobe
Yeah, but
forums, and
they
some of
wouldn't
them
wanna
are
spend
from
that time
Adobe.
doing that.
Yeah.
But some of the people are from Adobe who are answering these questions, and even they are not on the same page in these forums. But what they are, a lot of people are speculating it's something like Dolby something or other on a certain codec that's like in a certain part of a corner of a program that you're not even going to use.
Yeah.
And like that's the reason. But at least give me an explanation. That's
Well,
really all
that
I'm
would
asking.
make sense because that's a huge enough company that can sue the pants off of Adobe.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, did you also see the stuff with Adobe? How they're doing a trial of new pricing for the Photoshop bundle?
Wonderoo.
No.
Hold on, let me find it.
Wonderoo.
Adobe Photoshop new pricing.
You can't use that piece of software on your computer that you already installed and paid for. Sorry, I thought this was
dare you,
America.
Let's see. They're testing doubling the price of the Lightroom and Photoshop plan. So you can get the photography bundle. It used to be $9.99. Now it's $19.99. Or you can get one single app for $20.99. Here,
I
I'll
just
send you this
hope
link.
that they understand that no company can be on top forever.
Yeah.
It may
someone-
seem like it right now.
It could be it could be Blackmagic that comes in and swoops in
Mhm.
with Fusion. You know, I really like Fusion. I really like Resolve. Resolve is a great program.
Mhm.
Like the fact that as I'm playing through, it's rendering it in the background.
Right.
You know, and then when I hit deliver, when I go to the deliver tab and render it out, it renders like that.
Again, something
It's
that
so
can be done
fast.
with third-party plugins for After Effects if you want. If you want, you know.
It's dumb. It's
Yeah.
stupid. It's stupid dumb.
I like Ash's
you know?
comment.
Yeah, there's
Ash's
a little
comment
bit.
says, one prisoner asked the other, what are you in for? The other replies, I used my Mac Pro.
That'd be me.
Yeah,
Like that.
Be in jail.
yeah,
Using my Mac Pro again.
yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like someone to come along. Like I think Blackmagic is on the right path, you know, especially with them throwing shade at Adobe this year at NAB by being right across from them, you know, and being like, "This is the Fusion
that's
DaVinci
not-
Resolve training."
Is it on purpose?
Stuff. Oh, I'm sure it was.
Oh,
I'm
the
sure
whole
it
thing with all the
was.
training stations right next to them.
Yeah.
I didn't think about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
what is the pricing structure of Fusion? Like how much does it go for? Is
If you
it
buy,
subscription?
okay, so there's no subscription. It's $300.
Oh, that's
$300. It'll get you the version, and I'm pretty sure it gets you all future updates. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. You know, but if you buy
price isn't
Fusion,
an issue. Yeah.
if you buy Fusion, it comes with a full version of Resolve. You know,
This
but
is
now
the
vice
one with
versa.
the dongle. This isn't. We're
This
not
is
talking
one
about the
with
free. Yeah.
You got to deal with the dongle, which kind of sucks. But you know what? I just plug it in my computer and don't think about it.
Yeah.
You know.
I think the biggest, one of the most annoying things about After Effects is probably one of its strengths. So, for Apple users, for example, you buy all this crap on the Apple Store, the App Store. You're in this walled garden. If you ever wanted to switch to Google or something, guess what? You're gonna need to rebuy all that crap for your Google phone.
Yeah.
I think that's the same problem a lot of After Effects users are going to have to deal with when they want to switch over to Fusion. Like, number one, even having the same functionality and the plugins that you're used to, like Fusion from the get-go has to have something like Particular, probably even better, you know?
It does. It's got particle stuff inside of it, and you can actually create like floors that they'll like bounce off of and stuff.
So it's got pretty killer. Like it's got Newton and a Newton equivalent. Does it have like Duic tools? So like these are all the things that like if Fusion does have this all this other stuff, but you have an After Effects user who like uses Duic all the time because do a lot of character work.
I don't think you're gonna get the same type of like 2D flat looking stuff. People moving over to Fusion. I see Fusion as more like a compositing, a doing color correction, stuff like that.
But still, these tools will come along from other people eventually. Either way,
so, yeah.
That's the thing.
I mean, honestly, you pay $300 for Fusion for all your compositing stuff, and then you get Cavalry once it comes out. Cavalry once it comes out.
Yeah.
However much that is.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you got everything. It's just in 2 different apps. You're not having to pay.
It's not there yet. We're not to that point yet, but it's not that we couldn't be to that point as an industry.
Yeah.
It's not that it couldn't happen. It's not that things. I mean, titans can fall, right?
I would love for some more stability in Adobe's
RAM preview. That's the thing. They wrote something the other day, and you and I both on our personal Twitters was like, "That's really cool, but can we get RAM preview to work now?"
Yeah.
Like, it's silence. Every time.
I just want to know what the hell happened. How many years ago when they said, "Hey, we're gonna rebuild the core. We're gonna not update any major updates for a while." Everyone's like, "Yes, please, God, please do that."
Yeah.
And they skipped it, and nothing happened. Like there might have been maybe 10% better increase, but like nothing happened, and you haven't heard anything about it since.
It's almost like there needs to be a version that isn't like it's like more of a preview version that is more of an OpenGL preview version. You know what I'm saying? That's not exactly.
Or just say that you're working on the core. Like Maxon straight up wrote a blog post saying, "Hey, R18 or 19 or whatever it was, like is a light release because we're focusing on rebuilding the core." And everyone's like, "Okay, sweet. Yeah. Let's do that."
Yeah.
Like Adobe should be doing this for like they should have just said, "Hey, we're going to be light on so many releases, but we're rebuilding the entire core, and even if that's like 2 to 3 years from now, you're going to have real time." Everyone would crap their pants. Like, yes, let's do that.
It'd be like straight up Casa Bonita.
Right, exactly. Both ends.
After Effects Casa Bonita edition. It's not CC anymore. It's CB.
Like, are we ever gonna
the
get
BM edition?
Yeah.
Because every time I argue with someone on Twitter or whatever, you have these apologists. They're like, "Well, it's apples and oranges, After Effects does this one thing and Unity's this other thing, and they have all these users, and it's a game engine." And I'm like, well, Element 3D is a game engine inside of After Effects that has real-time 3D.
Yep.
Like, so you can't tell me that After Effects can't just, rebuild its core over time and have that same thing built off of game engine technology or using Unreal or using whatever.
Or at least partially.
Like,
at least partially. Maybe a photo, maybe something you're doing with a photo or a particle can't be real time, but other
can
pieces
I
of
get
it.
real time shape layers for crying out loud?
Well, yeah,
like, just something.
You do it in Premiere, you can stack like 1 billion layers in Premiere and all the video plays back at one time with no problem. You do the same exact thing in After Effects, and it's just there and chugs, 10 seconds a frame.
I know we've gotten emails about this, and we know the difference of why it does in After Effects and
we know the
doesn't
why, but we're like, why?
We know the why.
Yeah. It's not an excuse for it to never change.
Exactly.
Not to fix it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's the future. Like, I'm sorry, if you're RAM previewing in 5 years and everyone else is working real time, like, good luck.
Right.
Yeah.
French Monkey, he's talking about the Nebula plugin, the Video Copilot thing.
Right.
Like, look how fast that is in After Effects.
Can Andrew Kramer just build an app,
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, just have,
I know.
I don't know.
Seriously.
Come on, Kramer. Where you at
Get to
on
work.
That?
Do something useful, Kramer.
And give me a free copy of Optical Players while you're at it.
And give me a shirt. Fat guy shirt. There was only mediums at NAB.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I got a large.
Yeah. The average motion designer has no use for a small T-shirt. Let me just tell you.
No. Maybe a designer's baby.
Yeah.
Could do a small.
What is this? A designer's shirt for ants? Okay.
Ants.
Oh my god.
Let's
He's 3 times as big.
What's this Video Copilot for ants? Let's do some people's people.
All right.
All right.
Can I pee real quick? I'm
Yeah.
gonna take this as I'm gonna
always
take
your
people's
pee
people as
spot.
my opportunity to
always.
go to the bathroom
Okay.
because
Well, you're gonna miss out on our AMA talk, but yeah, whatever. No, go ahead.
Oh no! Wait for me. Wait for me.
Aw.
I'll make it quick.
Okay. Better hurry.
All right, let's just do a rapid fire Q&A from the chat then.
Yeah, there you go. Passion talks.
All right, so we have Tesla Rock says, "Love these passion talks." I mean, every time I talk about After Effects, it's always difficult too, because I know the people on the After Effects team. They're, I consider some of them really, good friends and stuff like that, and I hate talking negatively about it, but
after a while you're just like, what's the deal?
I don't use it anymore. Like, that's why everyone asks, like, why did I get into Sketch and Tune and stuff? It's because of the frustration I had with After Effects, just crashing or dealing with it. Like, if I could just do everything inside of Cinema, like, I'm happy, And even Sketch and Tune, I'm like frustrated with, because they haven't updated it in freaking 8 years or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
And you can't even get a good visual representation of cell shading in the viewport, like.
Yeah, but I feel like that's gonna probably change, with some of the other updates that they've been talking about.
Will it though? Because they bought Redshift. They're probably focusing a lot on their other renderers now. Like, I don't even know if Sketch and Tune or standard renderer or physical renderer will ever get an update ever.
Yeah,
like, it'd be nice if they just somehow redid the core that Sketch and Tune lines, like the strokes, would render faster. Because I know that's single threaded at this point.
Yeah, that's hard to do. Like, even if you do the region render and you turn down the quality, if you're trying to do something like Sketch and Tune, all of a sudden the lines like get thicker, or what I'm talking about? Like,
right.
Like, you have to see it at full quality for it to work.
Or is that because of the? I think it might change if you check on the resolution independent setting. Because what that's doing is basically changing the resolution, therefore changing the stroke size.
That makes sense. But
all right,
with After Effects, it's more of the easiest thing has never been addressed. And I think that's the frustration.
Yeah, like, I can get so many basic, quick things done in Cinema 4D, and then I can focus on, like, all right, what are the more technically advanced things I can focus on that I might not even need for this project, but it'd just be nice to add on to?
Yeah.
Right.
Versus, like, in After Effects, I feel like I'm just struggling trying to get the most basic things done. Like, can I clone a bunch of layers and animate them very simply?
Oh, shape layers are maddening.
Yeah.
You make a
twirl.
You make a rectangle, and like the center point isn't in the center of the rectangle. Like it's somewhere else, and then you have to like figure out the center. It's simple stuff like that. I don't know.
Like I almost wish that if After Effects wasn't getting totally rebuilt from the ground up, can we just like I said before, Adobe just loves making these individual apps that do very specific things. Can we just have like a Toon Boom spinoff that just is made for 2D
Toon
animators
Boom.
that has no particles, no compositing stuff. Just give me the ability to animate efficiently and
Kind of like Flash.
so yeah,
Right.
but not as crappy as Flash.
Right.
Oh, not crappy Flash.
So Matt's back.
But that's
Hello,
real
I'm
time.
back.
Everything come out all right?
Yeah, it wasn't a Casa Bonita.
Okay, good. Good.
Just one end.
Just, oh my gosh.
yes. All right, let's do some Beeple's people. The first one, get out your Beeple viewer of choice, first of all.
Yes.
I guess, let's talk about the AMA first real quick.
Yeah,
that
let's
was
talk about the AMA. This was awesome.
awesome.
It was so good. Okay, so if y'all have not had a chance to go read this, go read it. It's on the Cinema 4D subreddit, so reddit.com/r/Cinema 4D. EJ, have you gone through it and read it?
Yeah, I've read through a bunch of it. Yes.
That's right, because you were on giving
Yeah,
a
he
crap
answered
about
my
why he
beer
drinks
question.
Corona Light.
Yeah, piece of crap.
What about Corona Light?
He's
You
double
just-
fisting Corona Lights at NEB all the time. I'm like, dude, try a real beer. I gave him my IPA. He took one sip. He's like, oh, what is this? This is awful. I can't drink this.
Oh man, I love
That's an actual beer, man.
You don't like
Oh,
the beer
it's too
or the render
strong.
engine.
It's too strong. It's 6%. Corona's like 3. That's why.
Oh, where is it? Where
Yeah,
is
I'm
it?
looking
Oh,
for
man,
the.
I don't know.
I don't know where it is. We'll link to it in the show notes. But it was really good because it was a bunch of there were a bunch of like people from our Slack trolling and what plugins are you using? What
Oh no,
how do you
Tokyo Megaplex said what render engine do you use?
Yeah, what render
or whatever.
engine? Yeah.
And then
love
I
that.
responded with what pizza is best with octane?
Yeah. How do
You
I
know?
cook a pizza with octane?
How do I Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, come on, where is it? Top. I'm trying to look for top. Where is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway,
there were some good. I
it
got
was-
the screenshots here. People were asking him all sorts of good stuff, and you guys were just
Yeah, there were
giving him a hard time.
And here's the thing, like with a normal AMA, you'll get a whole bunch of questions and stuff like that, and it will just the person will go through and answer like maybe half a dozen, maybe a dozen questions.
Mhm.
Dude, he went through and answered almost every single question, and a lot of them
Yeah.
were the exact same question, and he went ahead and just answered them all again. It was amazing.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
One of the most down-to-earth, humble people. Like,
Totally.
put in the work to just like
Mhm.
really reach out to people.
Yeah.
So accessible.
Oh, did we talk about the purse?
Oh, the Louis
the
Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton purse.
Oh my god! Seriously? Like, what is this?
How many
thing?
are you gonna buy?
Oh man!
Are we all gonna rock some
I
at
can't
NAB
even
next
afford
year?
a regular Louis Vuitton purse, let alone a
Let alone one with little LED screens on it.
Right.
Dude, I want to know about like how they do this. This is pretty nuts. Look at this thing. It's got
So
got
does he
Beeple
get one?
things go. I don't know. Hopefully he does.
I wonder
get
if he's
one.
got like if his wife is gonna be rolling around with like LED screens going to like Walmart with her Louis Vuitton purse.
Oh man!
That is-
I don't know. Like that'd be funny if it just randomly the purse was just like I don't know.
It looks.
I love that during the AMA, like he would say, "I don't know," And, at one point,
Yeah.
there was one question. I was like, "Dude, I can't help but read this in your voice."
Right.
After hanging out with him for a week in
Come
Vegas,
on,
like
bro.
you just hear everything that he says
Come
in
on,
his voice.
bro.
He's like, "I don't know."
Come
It's
on,
great.
bro.
Yeah. No, there were some good ones in there. What are you listening to these days? He gave us a shout out. That was
My-
nice.
I asked, what's your favorite podcast and why is it the Mograph podcast?
Tokyo Megaplex said, "What software do you use?" And you said, "How do cook pizza with Octane?"
Yeah, what was his answer? He said something like,
he said-
throw them on the GPUs.
No, he said it's. Everybody was asking, what software and all that, and he said mostly a modded version of YouPorn.
Right.
It's definitely worth going to look at. Go read through his
Yeah.
responses. There's some really funny stuff. There's some really like good, just
Yeah.
great answers to some great questions as well. So
Yeah, his a lot of his answers came down to basically just do the work. Do
Yeah.
the work.
Sit down, do the
Buckle
work.
down, do everydays. It's all to him. His everydays were all about learning. And getting to know the software better and better and better, and being more fast and more efficient with it. And that goes back to the whole day rate thing that I was talking about. The more you learn and the more you know, the more you can
The
charge.
more you know.
The more you know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Do,
EJ gets it.
do.
All right, take out your Beeple viewer of choice. Let's go to May 8th, year of our Lord 2019. This is
May 8th.
False Idols. Bam. Look at this. This reminds me of Valhalla in Halo 3. Where you got the things
There's that
on
dude
each side.
again.
Yeah, there's that guy. For scale.
The robot's it almost looks like a robot with like 2 legs.
Ribbit.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
It's, I'm guessing, Kit Bash.
I would think so.
And then the rocks. I think he's used these before. These look like the rocks that you see in Iceland.
The red rocks.
You know, in Iceland,
It's
Yeah.
like the red
geometric-
rocks just out in Denver here.
Yeah, Matt knows what I'm
Boulder.
talking about with the Iceland.
I
right?
know. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Man, I wanna
geometric
go
shapes.
back.
I know I want to go back too. So bad. It's like the Nexus.
Right?
Um,
Where we get our name.
yeah, that is where our name comes from. All right, so I don't really have a story behind this. Just thought it was really cool looking. But false idols are they
Another
worshiping
dude
these?
worshiping some random crap.
Worshiping some Kit Bash.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the little crystals though. We got some crystals down there.
Did you put the crystals in? Yeah. The flare, what's
The lens flare with the dust on it.
Yeah. Isn't there a whole bunch of
Yeah,
these
I mean,
filters?
I bet you anything that could be the GSG dust. What do you think?
Oh, you think it's
No,
a new GSG
it might be
dust?
optical flares with the dust.
You think so?
Yeah,
All right.
because there's no. Yeah, I guess there's dust in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All
all
right,
right.
all right. Okay, let's go to the next one.
I don't
Here's his
know.
I don't-
AMAs. Matt,
Oh, did you see the
Rickroll.
Did you see? Yeah,
who
did you see
did
the
the
Rickroll that I did?
one? Yeah. AMA
On his
is
Facebook,
live.
he posted all the mini pictures that he took, and so then I photoshopped out every sign and did the never gonna give you up. It was good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
So,
Yeah, French Monkey said
Wow.
an image set to screen for the. I'm sure that's probably what it is for the dust.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, now you got to check this one out. This is May 11th. This is called Mother's Day
so can we
3041.
just pause for a hot second?
Okay.
Yeah.
People technically broke his everyday streak.
How?
Want to know why?
Why?
How?
Know those NAB lives he did? Just
Yeah.
go down to the ones he did. Okay.
Uh huh.
Click on the Mrs. Butterworth's one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's April 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Click the left button. Gonna go to April 9th. That's the gorilla
Okay.
Yeah.
he did with Nick.
Right.
Click the left button again. Skips to April 11th. He never posted the everyday he did with me.
He
Really?
did. Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. Not on Instagram.
Apocalypse. Yeah.
Apocalypse is not on
Sometimes they
Instagram.
don't show up
Oh,
on.
yeah.
it's
It's
weird.
weird. It's like he posted on Twitter, but and
Twitter's
I think
the
it
most
like
reliable.
auto posts to everything else.
Yeah, sometimes the days don't come up right, or if he posts it like 11 and it's midnight somewhere else, like the date comes up different.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I gotcha.
Okay, so
yeah. No, he posted Apocalypse. I remember because we were trying to be like, no, you're misspelling it. You're misspelling
Right.
it.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
misspelling
yeah.
it. And then he posted misspelled.
all right,
People
so
are gonna
It's
be
hilarious.
Mother's Day 3041. This is
All right.
great. This is another Michael Jackson thing.
Oh
I
my
love the
God,
Michael
so
Jackson stuff.
Horrifying.
So good.
With the monkeys.
The baby is so like weirdly contorted.
Yeah. Yeah, like the legs are
Looks
almost
like he's
sideways.
trying to give like a crip, like some kind of gang sign or something.
He's moonwalking,
Little baby gang sign. He's joining the baby gang.
Word.
attempting to crotch grab and moonwalk while he's in the bubble.
The little monkey to the left is like looking like he wants to fist bump him. He's like,
Right.
"What's up, dog?"
See, it's funny because
Hey,
their
Michael
their
Jackson.
name is all their names are Bubbles and he's in a bubble.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh.
Right.
So what was great about
So-
this one is he
Yeah, okay,
posted the
yeah.
comments and he said, "Everybody send this to your mom over."
Share with your mom.
Yeah.
Because it was on Mother's Day.
So Matt and I sent the results back to
To our
him. We
mothers.
sent it to our moms. My mom's just like
we have
weird.
the like text responses.
Yeah,
from your
well,
moms?
everybody's replying with the text responses on Twitter. Like
My mom
yeah.
said that's hilariously creepy. Thanks.
Yeah. My mom said it was she just said weird. Yeah. So here's the replies, like, Happy Mother's Day, thanks. Happy Mother's Day, what did that say? Weird. Oh, that was me.
Weird.
What else?
Thank
Thank you. Thank you for the Mother's Day card. The picture I don't know about. Another thanks. Did you? This one was in some other language. Ukrainian? Ukrainian?
I don't know.
Sure.
It looks Russian.
No, so that was fun. No, that was a good one. Okay.
In Mother Russia, every day is every day.
Every day is Mother's Day.
In Mother Russia, Michael
Every
Jackson.
day,
I don't know.
you.
There's a Michael Jackson joke in there somewhere.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
Right. Come on.
Last one. Overgrowth. This is May 12th. This is what was weird.
I like this
Ewok
one. I think it's
Village.
very pretty.
Yeah.
Looks like Ewok.
Yeah,
Right?
totally. Ewok Village.
Bulgarian.
Bulgarian.
There we
not
go.
Russian. Okay.
Bulgarian.
Forest Moon of Endor. Yes.
Yes.
Someone reminds me of that Donkey Kong level.
Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah,
right,
right.
from the treetops, right?
Yeah. No, I
That's
like
the
the
one
light.
right before the rail car one.
Oh,
That is
yeah,
like the
that
worst
one.
level to
Oh.
beat. Jeez.
You have to memorize every single jump.
Everything,
Uh-huh.
every car jump.
And you got to
that's
jump
right.
at the last second. It's the worst.
So,
I was watching.
and if you don't,
is
then it
totally
goes,
off
oh,
topic.
and EJ comes out and goes, tutorials.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tutorials. This is totally off topic, but I was watching 30 Rock last night,
Mm-hmm.
and like there was this joke that made me laugh really hard. It was when she was talking to one of the writers, and she goes, "Don't make a sketch about Krang. No one knows who Krang is. No
What?
more sketches about Krang. Again, nothing about Krang." And then she walks off. It's like she mentions Krang like 6 times. It's like such a weird, obscure reference, you know? I don't know.
Krang.
It's hilarious.
I think they mentioned Krang in like Parks and Rec too or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that like obscure reference before in some other show.
Shredder? Yeah, weird character. All right, back to people.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Back to people.
I like-
There's no people in it.
Yeah, I like the light stuff though because you've got the contrast in color in between
Yeah.
the light.
I love the way he does Z depth too. Like I've never
Yeah.
thought about that. That he does just a simple Z depth pass in the info channel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he was showing that off in at NAB. Like I think that's pretty cool.
The angles.
So because this
Really
gives
cool.
it so much more atmosphere. You
Got a
know,
little Dutch angle going
yeah,
on.
the Dutch is
totally.
really cool too.
I love the composition of this, you know, and this was something that he talked about in the AMA where he's been focusing a lot on color and composition. And yeah, like you can really tell with this whole new series of stuff.
I think it was, so.
At
He
least the
just
past
cloned
year or
and
two.
rotated all these, right? Probably.
Maybe. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
cool looking though. I like it.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
comp.
Anyway,
Robot Penguin, which is an awesome name. It says Beeple is the only one who does everydays that don't look the same. Yeah, I like how some
Yeah.
of them get kind of iterative, but I love how
Yeah.
he just randomly throws in like a sketch and tune curveball or you know
Right.
something
Yeah.
completely different. But
yeah.
yeah, it's funny because I'm getting to the point where I'm scrolling through Instagram and I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, that's Beeple. Oh no, that's someone else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
doing their
Yeah.
Beeple impression kind of deal.
Yeah, I
feel
love
like
it.
it's-
Yeah.
I love it when he said
People
on the
posters.
AMA, he said, "Oh yeah, I was on this podcast where they tried to mess me up, you know,
Oh
and
yeah,
see if I could tell whether it was mine or not." And
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it was our podcast when we had him on. Yeah, and he got like the third one wrong. It was his. It was funny.
That's an awesome little game show.
Yeah.
For B.
Yeah.
I got some game show stuff planned, by the way, for upcoming
Oh,
episodes. Yeah, we're talking a whole like virtual set and everything, so it should be pretty fun. Yeah.
All right.
So are we gonna try to do a live stream sometime when you guys are out?
Yeah, I think probably what
Like a
we're gonna
YouTube
do.
live?
Sorry about the leaf blowing that's going on. Sounds like it's literally right behind me right now. But
In space.
in space, there's leaf blowing going on
space,
in
yeah.
outer space, and for some reason you can hear it, even though there's no sound in space.
Right.
But I think we're gonna try and do like some random like Instagram, Facebooks, that kind of thing, rather than doing like a show.
We just rapid fire, like, hey, we're live. Let's do some Q&As, or
Yeah.
like, hey, we're in the mountains. Check this out.
That
Oh,
kind
that'd
of
be
thing,
cool.
rather than
Hey,
like,
we're kayaking. Let's do it live.
yeah, because besides like going to the actual meetup, like I don't want to drag gear, like a whole bunch of gear around and like worry about that. I think it'll be fun to kind of do these like spontaneous things. So on all of our
Yeah.
channels and things everywhere.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Wednesday through Saturday,
Mhm.
we'll just be randomly going live and
Yeah,
tweeting it out, and yeah, come say hi.
cool.
Word.
Cool. All right. Well, man, I got to finish up some client work so that we can go have fun in Colorado. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get.
know, I
after
got
Picked
a
up
lot
a
of
new
crap
project, by the way,
before we
Dave.
can-
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was the same. So we just did a job where I was sticking a dude's head on
Oh,
his
boy.
kid. You know, he's got another one.
I'll let you do that. Can you just do it with deep fakes and not worry about it?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, EJ, if people want to find you, iDesign.com, and I design
With a Y.
everything, right?
Yep, Instagram, Twitters, Facebook,
All of the things.
all of the things.
Yeah. You can find us on iTunes. You can leave a review, helps get our ratings up, and subscribe to our show on your podcatcher of choice. You can subscribe to our newsletter as well on the site. You can say you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt with the Mograph logo tee, Paul Babb, Villabab 2020 shirt. All the profits from that go to Doctors Without Borders, and then the Render Things shirt, hoodie, and long sleeve tee. And of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, Mograph.com, and all the things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, while I've got everyone here, I don't know if we ever mentioned this, but Already Been Chewed is looking for a Houdini artist.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
I'm assuming they're still
yeah.
looking, but
I would
Yeah.
assume, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
check-
only been like a couple weeks, but
Yeah.
if you're a Houdini artist, I think anywhere really, check out Already Been Chewed's job board.
yeah, I think it's on
Full
their Twitter.
benefits.
Yeah.
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 Plus, you get to live next to us, which is awesome.
There you go. And by
That's debatable.
by next to us, that means 50 miles away.
No, I'm only like 5 or 10 miles away.
Yeah. From Already Been Chewed. You're like 50
Yeah, from
miles
Already
away
Been
from
Chewed.
everything else. You won't come play pool
Yes.
with me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Do
I
VR.
just don't
Dude,
love the
yeah.
2-hour round trip to come hang out.
Well, we'll have to play some pool in Colorado. How about that?
yeah, I'm
Let's find a
down.
good
There we
pool.
go.
We should go bowling.
Yeah,
Dude,
bowling could be fun
bowling.
too. Yeah.
You don't like bowling?
Yeah, I prefer pool over bowling.
Bowling's fun the first round, and then everyone's like talking, and
Drinky
blah, blah,
drink,
no one wants
taking
to
their
play
time.
again.
Yeah, I was on a bowling league. I loved it.
It's like
just an
Top
excuse to
Golf.
get-
It's cool the first round, and then you're like spending time like wrangling. Hey, it's your turn, Bob.
You're right.
It's your turn. Hey, come over here. It's your turn. Everyone's like, come on, we're hanging out here. I don't want to
Well,
Maybe
smack some balls.
I'm just too competitive.
We'll do a pool thing then.
We're gonna
Yeah,
we're gonna go to that brewery that has the Mario Kart projection screen and then the giant beer pong.
Yeah, see, Jeremy said Matt is scared to play him because he
True.
comes up to play pool. See, and you don't.
I was on a pool league too.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna have to throw down.
I
this
actually
week.
play pool left-handed. I'm
Really?
right-handed, but I play pool left-handed. Yeah,
We should have a little mini pool tournament.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
on me.
Yeah, we'll have to have a bet too. We'll have to have some stakes. Makes it more fun to
Like-
play.
Like meat steaks.
No.
All right.
Jeremy taught me
Let's
that.
get out of
though.
here.
Steaks make it
I'm
better.
gonna eat lunch.
All right.
We're gonna have some chimichangas.
All right.
Chimichangas.
All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here. Till next week. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
I'm EJ.
Have a good one.
Later, yo.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Almost exactly 2 hours.
Okay, now we are still
You go
live.
be some flautas.
Still live, playing the music.
Casa Bonita.
Can't say anything bad about anybody until we're off the air.
That EJ guy, he's
Gosh, that easy guy.
That people is just not talented.
That son of a...
He hires Chinese workers to do all this.
Yeah,
Little known fact.
prison labor.
Prison